You need to re-rank the rookies every once in a while. You need to reset the order of things. And today we're going over rookies. We're going to talk about Dynasty and Redraft. We'll tackle both at the same time because that's how Dad did it. It's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty good so far. The Fantasy Football Show live draft. We'll draft in a minute. Don't you worry about it. Where do we draft these rookies? On Underdog, promo code Smitty. Link is in the live chat pin. They'll match your first deposit 50%, only a $10 minimum. We'll be drafted. You bet your bottom dollar on that. But you're watching Revisiting the Rookies. Let's re-rank them and do it live graveyard style. That show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Looky here, reindeer. We're looking at, this is not the wide receivers. I got to adjust this graphic here, this wide receiver heading. This will be the 2025 rookies. Let me rewrite that. Rookies. Boom. Doing it live. And this one's going to be a wild one because we're going to have a lot of upset ungers that want Caleb Johnson ranked higher. I'm confused. Where's Judkins? Why isn't Judkins on this list? I'm a little bit confused. Where's Caleb Johnson? Why isn't Caleb Johnson? We're probably going to talk about all those guys, but we'll see how far we get. Maybe like a top 10, top 12 ranking, and then a discussion, which further enhances the conversation and rankings and the amount of players that we discuss. But we'll talk about Dynasty perspective as well. Number one ranking from the deck is obviously Ashton Jeanty. Now, there are some eager Edwards that are pretty much trying to let people know that they're the boldest man in the land. I really think Hampton's better than Jeanty. I'm going to go out on a limb because I've missed out on predicting bold things all year. So I think I'll just say this one. Is there a name of this song? What song is this? This is my original. It's a Smitty original is what it is there, Wolfman. You can't find this at the record store. Jeanty is the number one running back in the land in the rookie realm. Dynasty especially. Redraft, he's number 3. Yeah, you heard me right. Out of all the running backs in the entire National Football League, he's my fantasy football number 3 rookie. Number 3. That's like that. Number 3. And if you think that Hampton's going to outscore him, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. But you're going to feel like a little silly when you realize that Jeanty is him. Like Hampton's Marshawn Lynch, that is 7, 8, 9 overall material. Understand what I'm saying. Hampton could be the 8th or 9th or 10th or 12th overall pick next year. And the year after that, he could be 7. The year after that, he could be 9. The year after that, he could be 8. This is where Amon-Ra St. Brown gets drafted. This is where Puka gets drafted. This is where BTJ gets drafted. This is where we're getting, in some cases, players like, I don't know, Barkley and Henry. So it's not disrespectful to say that Hampton goes here and Jeanty goes before him. This is a player that is maybe LT. This is Priest Holmes. This is Arian Foster. This is Sean Alexander, Larry Johnson, Marshall Faulk, Barry Sanders. This is the number 1 potential running back. Whereas Hampton is the Marshawn Lynch. Very respectable. Consistently top 10, 12 overall player. Sometimes 7, sometimes 8. But it's really the person that they haven't really made a splash yet with any predictions. And so they tend to want to be, let me move this up here because I feel like this is cutting my head off. This is one of those situations where someone wants to be really bold. They really do. They want so badly to be in the bold game. You know, they see Smitty come out here and say all these bold things, and now they want to have a little hand in the bold business. That's what they want. So they say things like, Hampton's going to be the number 1 running back. He's going to be amazing. Okay? You don't need to one-up everything. He's going to be amazing. He's top 8 overall Dynasty. He's really top 15 to 20 worthy in redraft. When he climbs to round 2, the 2-3 turn, but into round 2, we'll draft him at 18 without a hesitation. We'll draft him at 17, 19, 22. Right now you don't need to, so in your redraft league, don't take him there in your redraft league. He's going in the 3rd round. Let it be. Let it simmer there. Enjoy the 3rd round Hampton value. Stop trying to make this about you. The whole world doesn't revolve around you, Edward. You know, I'm the one that said he's number 1. You just relax. Number 3. So you got Genty 1, Hampton 2. This is Dynasty. This is redraft. The only difference is we're addressing the redraft overall slotting. So Genty running back 3 for me. Number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anywhere there. Hampton anywhere at the 3.1 and beyond is pure gold. If he goes into 2, we'll address it then, and I'll give you the Smitty approval in advance. I'll put the Smitty stamp of approval. If and when he gets to round 2, I'm okay with it. But if you go there now...
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
If you go there now, you're disapproved. You're taking laps. But if you take him in the 2nd round, when Hampton gets there in redraft...
You've just been Smitty.
But only when the time comes. Only when the time comes. Number 3 overall. From a redraft perspective, it feels like it could be literally a 3-way tie, to be honest. This is what it is from a redraft perspective. They're just equal hands. This is like pulling 3 aces right here. There's no, oh, the spades is better than the diamonds. This is it. They're all tied in redraft. There's just no real argument here. One day I like Hendy more, that day is today. One day I like Hunter more, that was yesterday. The day before that was Harvey. They're all unbelievable. And honestly, it's just almost stupid to sit here and try and argue which one's better than the other. It goes like this. If I had to order this from a dynasty perspective, I'd probably put Hunter here, the longevity of the wide receiver position. He's an elite wide receiver. He's not learning the position like some people think he is. In a dynasty perspective, it's going to look something along the lines of this. Genty, Hampton, Hunter, Hendy, Harvey. That's how I probably would rank it. From a redraft perspective, it's tied. It just is. I guess so. I'd probably go Hunter, Hendy. It'd probably be the same order. If I had to force it, this is redraft or dynasty. If I had to force it. But you could even say this. That's probably the best way to put it in redraft. Dynasty, Hunter, Hendy, Harvey. Redraft, Hunter, Hendy, Harvey tied. Now, this is where it starts to get a little dicey because you got people that get in their feelings. And I know everyone wants me to put Tet McMillan here. There's a lot of Tet McMillan believers. Just keep in mind that the loud people, the people that are screaming from the top of the rooftops right now on this, where's Tet McMillan? I don't understand. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting angry. This is preference here. You can have Tet here if you want. I don't. It's not that I don't like Tet. Tet's just not my number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overall player in rookies redraft or rookies dynasty. So far, it's really and probably will be the same order almost. I think the only thing we talk about is placement in rookie rankings versus placement in redraft rankings. So rookie rankings, Genty could go 1, 2, or 3. Hampton could go, like I said, Marshawn Lynch, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like I could understand that. Right now, I don't think he goes there. I think right now in Dynasty startups, it would be like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But hard to know because his ADP is climbing as we speak coming off the Hall of Fame game. Because Najee's nowhere to be found. Because the news I just said today where Najee's able to walk. They said he could walk. Harbaugh said today that Najee Harris is going to now walk laps around the field. He's been approved as a part of his rehab to walk. So Hampton's value is going through the roof. We don't even know where his ADP is going to land. This probably puts him at the 2-3 turn tonight or tomorrow or the next day. Who knows? Hunter, in a redraft setting, he's going 5 traditionally. He goes sometimes top of 5 in best ball, and he can go 6 or 7 in redraft. It really just depends on how inept your group of drafters are. If it's on ESPN, it sounds like he goes in 7. If it's sleeper, he probably goes in 5, late 5, early 6, most likely 6. Harvey and Hendy kind of live in 5, I think, for the most part in redraft. In Dynasty, and if I didn't say Hunter in Dynasty, Hunter goes probably, let's say round 2, if it's not some IDP format. I'd say round 2 or 3 is understandable, but it's going to vary. You're going to see him going 3 in some Dynasty startups. You'll see him going 2 in others. And I don't think there's a really good gauge on his Dynasty value right now because so many formats score differently. Some drafts award for defensive touchdowns. He might only get 2 or 1, pick 6 anyway. So it's like 12 points or 6 points or 18 points probably at most. So, but that's something, right? And I don't know. Hunter is a hard person to peg across all Dynasty leagues because every Dynasty league, every redraft environment, ESPN redraft, sleeper redraft, best ball redraft is different on Hunter. So it's even harder to peg down a conservative drafting for the now Dynasty format. If it's got 3 flex spots instead of 2, or if it's a 2 wide receiver and a flex or a 3, it's so different. You just can't even nail it down. Even if you brought me ADP, that's not accurate. You can't even use it across all formats. Hendy, Harvey in Dynasty, they feel very 3-2 round territory, probably 3. They're going in 5 in redraft. Both of them go 5 consistently. You can kind of get 1, it seems, Harvey in 5, and sometimes get really lucky and get Henderson in 6 on Underdog best ball. I imagine in non-best ball, home leagues, you're probably looking at both in 5 just because running backs get pulled up higher and wide receivers are not as saturated in the early rounds of a non-best ball. This is easy for me. This is what are we at? We at 3, 4, 5. This is number 6. Number 6 is Emeka Egbuka. You can see Ted McMillan creeping his head out of the stack there. Egbuka's the clear number 6 overall player for me, and it's not even close. Ted doesn't come close. I'm sorry, he doesn't. I just don't have him there. Trey Harris, I like. Matthew Golden, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of the Golden era that's coming. Caleb Johnson, not a big fan of that. Tyler Warren, Loveland, those are guys we'll talk about in a minute. But this is really about Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka is the guy. He's the guy. There's no doubt about it. This is a top 12 wide receiver potentially in the making. I don't know if he plays at that level all year. I imagine this being one of those scenarios where we creep back into a live stream very soon and we say, oh, he's climbing. We creep back into a live stream very soon. Oh, he's climbing. And then we just go from there in terms of dynasty value, redraft value. But at the end of the day, what we end up coming away with, I think, is at the early September, he's a top of round 6 guy, maybe even dips into bottom of 5, but he's definitely a round 6 player right now. You can get him a lot later. I think in ESPN at home leagues, maybe the ADP doesn't adjust in enough time, and he always remains in the 7-8 round territory, sometimes later, I hear. And that's an absolute steal. This is a elite wide receiver 3 if he's caught sleeping. If he doesn't do what I think he's going to do, he's an elite wide receiver 3. If he does what I think he's going to do, he's a wide receiver 2. And by the end of the year, I think we extrapolate this data. We come in, we circle in the offseason, and we say, this is a player that if you extrapolate his final 8 games or final 10 games, he played like wide receiver 11. This is the kind of conversation we're going to have in 2026 offseason, a calendar year or earlier from today, really February, March. We'll come in and we'll be saying things like, but I mean, if you take his 10 games, Smitty, and extrapolate it, that's wide receiver 11. We're having that conversation. We 100% are having that conversation. Rover, kick return artist. This guy catches a ball like a running back, or a kick returner rather, even better. Catches the ball, turns into a kick returner, looks upfield, doesn't think about how do I get 2 or 3 yards. Egbuka says, how do I calculate? How do I calculate how to get into the end zone? Okay, my first trajectory's over there, that open plane. When I get there, I'm recalculating. I'm going over there. This guy runs the field like a kick returner, and it makes him special. He invites contact like no other rookie in this class other than Travis Hunter. This is a receiver. This guy invites contact, and he's dominant when he gets hit. He's dominant in open space. Baker said he's a stud. Baker said you can't teach players what he does, and he's doing it already. He's been a rover and played on a better wide receiver room in college than the one he's on now. The team that he's playing on now, Evans, Godwin, McMillan, pretty talented wide receiver room. Doesn't hold a candle to his college wide receiver room. This guy's played with the best of the best. He's played with Jeremiah Smith and countless other amazing players on the field at the same time. And what do they ask him? Rove around, go here, go there. We need you here now. He's back. We got this guy here. You need to play over here. This guy plays all three positions. This guy plays in the slot. He can play on the outside. He can play anywhere. His route tree, he's learned all of it by playing all the positions. This is probably one of the very most versatile NFL-ready wide receivers we've seen come out of college in quite some time. Is Travis Hunter more talented physically? Yes. Is Emeka Egbuka close? He sure is. Is Emeka Egbuka the most polished route runner, capable of doing anything, whatever he's asked? He could fill in here, fill in there, least room for error? Yes. That's Emeka Egbuka, and he's going to the mother flipping moon. And this is a king right here. This is at least a queen or a king card you're slapping down on the table right here. And he's going to the moon. This is where it gets quite interesting. And honestly, I'm doing all this on the fly. So this is definitely something that could change as the wind blows. And I want you guys to know that. I don't prepare really for anything. I go live when news breaks. I go live. Sometimes the topics I don't even think of until I'm going live, like 5 minutes before. This was one of them I did not plan on going live on. I just said, you know what? Let's do it. This sounds like a good topic. And this is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of you because I'm going to look at this from a perspective of this is how I see it happening. These are not going to be rankings to draft off of. Let me make that abundantly clear. This is how I see it. This is not how you draft it. There's a big difference. Bucky Irving's my running back 4 on the year. Do I draft him as the 4th running back, which would be at number 7 or 8 overall? No. Achan's my number 5. Do I draft him that way? No. Genty's my 3. Do I draft him that way? Yes. Everything's different. Everything's case by case. Everything's about ADP and what you can get away with. So please understand. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt better be the number 1 rookie. You don't have to write it twice, bro. We see it. We saw it the first time you wrote it. And you know, you can troll all you want, or you can actually get help if you want. It's up to you. Coble dropping 5 gifted memberships. Let me see if I can make these alerts good to go because they are not flying right now. I'm sorry about that, Coble. Coble dropping 5 gifted memberships. We also got a super chat. I told you guys I keep up with these super chats. I added Genty, Harvey, Hunter, Egbuka, Burden. Not on the rebuild, but team that I had a good core, on a rebuild team that I had a good core of Dynasty players. 3 firsts, 2 seconds next year. Let's go. That's a great looking squad, bro. I'm jealous of anybody that can actually on a real Dynasty draft, not an Underdog draft, a real Dynasty draft, go and get a Hendy, a Harvey, a Hampton, a Genty, and a Hunter. Yeah, imagine building your Dynasty team around that. It'd be so fun. It'd be so fun. Imagine getting Jeremiah Smith as well. I don't care if you have Cam Ward or... Imagine that. That would be just a delight. A delight. So we'll put Ted McMillan here as the next player. Some people want him to be over Egbuka. Some people want him to be over Hendy or Harvey. I don't blame you for liking the kid. He's a really, really solid player. And every time I talk about Tet, I make 100% sure to repeat this over and over so that there's no ambiguity later. Yet people come to me and say, I know you don't like Tet McMillan. I never, ever, ever say I don't like Tet McMillan. Ever. ever. I always leave it with he could be T. Higgins if all goes well, which is a top 30 overall player, which is so damn respectful. I don't even understand. Just because I don't like him as a top 5 overall wide receiver, people think I don't like him. I like him, but you got to be careful. And he's been going at the 3-4 turns sometimes in underdog best ball drafts, and that's not acceptable. He's not earning you a third drafted player value. He's not earning you a third round value rate of return. Like, just get real. It doesn't mean you hate him because you can admit that. Am I drafting Egbuka in the 3rd round? No, I'm not. Is Egbuka better than Tet? I believe he is. And I'm not even drafting Egbuka at the end of round 3. If Egbuka climbed into round 3, I wouldn't take him. Would I be a hater on Egbuka because I don't draft Egbuka at 3-4 turn territory? No. It's because I'm smart. And I'm not going to blow my wad in the 3 to 4 round territory on a rookie that could take time to develop. So stop with the Tet McMillan BS and draft him appropriately in Smash, because he can do great things in redraft from round 5, 6. And in an ESPN draft, you probably don't know what I'm talking about because you don't do best ball, and he's already going in 7 or 8. You're like, Smitty, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in a draft right now on ESPN. He's a really big league on ESPN. And on ESPN, Smitty, he's going around 7. That's because ESPN is a clown show environment to draft, and it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Grandma leagues, clown show leagues, they're drafts too. They are drafts too. Those are good environments too. You should draft in them because you can clean up on this Mickey Mouse ADP data that they got in these suggested ranks where it has Tet McMillan in round 6, 7, 8. That's where you're cleaning up. That's where you're doing damage. That's where you're dropping missiles. So thank you for the super chat. Nice job. Rockouts on day 13 with his 12,000 steps per day. He's killing it. Rockout, how many pounds are you down? You got to be down like 10 pounds total. I'm down to 208.9. 208.8 or 208.9. Got in the 208, thank God. And I just need to go 8 more pounds. But it's a big 8 pounds. Like, it's literally the difference between no abs and abs without, even being an ab machine and doing sit-ups like crazy. It's that everybody's got that 110 pound amount that no matter how much weight you lose, it's like a big, it's like the end of the line where you get to your ideal like weight. And it's really tough to get that final 10. My next player that I'm ranking, I'm going to take Harris off this board right now. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is number 8. Let's stack these cards a little tighter so we can fit all the boys in here. So Hunter is 3. Henderson and Harvey are tied for 4. So it's 5. Then we got number 6 right here in Egbuka. Number 7 in Tet. We got Jaden Blue. And again, this is my 8 overall rookie player from the perspective of how I believe it will turn out, not how you should draft or rank it going into your draft. Understand what I'm saying. This is it. This is my guy. I love Jaden Blue so much, and I think people are going to regret the day they doubted Jaden Blue. He goes into this freaking Dallas Cowboys situation where, yeah, we're all rooting for Javonte. We really are. We really are.
Wanted.
We all are rooting for Javonte, but you know who's the wanted man in Dallas?
Wanted.
You know who's a wanted outlaw?
The top most wanted outlaw. These outlaws are on the run. Wanted.
Jaden Blue. Playing Cowboys and Cowboys over in Dallas. And he is going to be a marvel. He is going to be one of those gems that people look back and say, damn, I didn't even realize this was an Alvin Kamara-like player. Do tight ends. We're not doing tight ends, Story. This is all rookies. All rookies. There's no tight end show here. This is an all-encompassing rookies. Do you see wide receivers and running backs together? Blue is going to excel in the receiving game in one of the most potent offenses in the National Football League. Blue is going to be injected into an arsenal, an attack that's dropping missiles and loads all over the field. And boy, is what happens to Kairen with the addition of Adams and Puka together. The addition of Adams with Puka already there. Puka back and healthy, hopefully. And Stafford hopefully is ready to go week 1. I firmly believe he will be. Kairen Williams is going to get the ball and he's going to look around and he's not going to he's going to think the play got called dead. He's going to, is there a whistle? Because there's this open lane and it's like no one is around. It's like that, what is it? Is it Bane and Batman? You know how they're playing soccer and they're going down the field and all of a sudden when Bane gets into the building and chaos starts happening, the game just kind of stops and the ball rolls and everybody's just looking up and Bane's there. This is what it's like. Blue's going to get the ball and he's not going to recognize what he sees because Pickens is stretching the field here. We got Lamb stretching the field there. Lamb cutting across the middle of the field, pulling all these players with them. And guess what's wide open? A lane, a wide open lane, a wide open plane. Where Jaden Blue's like, I don't know what to do here. The whistle must have been called. This is wide open for 35 yards. This guy's going to have a field day ripping off monster runs. And he runs like a Natron Means meets. I don't want to say, I'm trying to think of the right comp, and I can't even think of the right comp for this kid. It's Chimera meets Natron Means meets something. It's so remarkable. And Woombot says Dobbins over Harvey this year. Not gonna lie. Okay. Thanks for not lying to us. If you're not lying, you don't really know what's going on. Is what I'm probably going to tell you. So if you aren't lying, if you're trolling and lying, then okay, way to go. But if you're not lying, bro, my 101 video, how to begin, from the beginning of fantasy football is at the beginning of my video list. Okay, so just scroll on over there, watch it, because I can't catch you up here. You telling me that means we're so far behind. You and I got to start from square one. Okay, so there's no time for that. So you just sit back and enjoy the show, pal. Well, you're not going to hear, you don't know who a lot of these names are, apparently. Blue's going crazy, and he's one of my favorite players this year, and he's practically free. He goes in the 150s to 140s to 150s on Underdog. Probably will go in the 130s to 150s in non-best ball. So just kind of keep tabs on that. Oh boy. Jeff says if you disagree with Smitty, just leave. We don't do opinions here. Okay, Jeff. Good idea, Jeff. Do you like Henry or Harvey more in redraft? Bro, we just went over that. Rewind the video. First of all, you see them, they've got stacked bunk beds. What do you think? What do you think the answer is to this, Jack? They've got stacked bunk beds right now, right in front of your face. They're sharing a bunk. They're sharing a bunk, and you're asking me which one. I've kind of just got here. And one of these things doesn't look like the other. Okay, I just got here. Which one do we like better, Hendy or do we like Harvey? Or is this Henry? Do you mean Hendy or Henry? You might have retyped. We're going over rookies here, so I assume you mean Hendy. They got bunk beds, Jeff. Or Jack. Jeez. Okay, so this is where it gets dicey again. We got Ted, we got Hampton, we got Genty. I'm looking at ADP here too. Hunter, Henderson, Egbuka. The ADP across the industry is this right here. It's Genty, Hampton, Tet, Hunter, Henderson, Egbuka at 6. Tyler Warren, Caleb Johnson, RJ Harvey. Jeez. Loveland, Burden, Golden, Judkins is still up there. Trey Harris, Cam Ward, Higgins, Cam Scattaboo, Tootin. I think we could probably go. I think Ward gets completely disrespected in 1QB rookie rankings. I think he deserves to be here. And while the tight ends certainly, you could go Tootin, you could go, Harris, you could go a bunch of different directions. I think it gets really cloudy here to the point where it really is a preference thing to where you're like, I need a tight end, so I'm going to rank Loveland here. I need a quarterback, I'm going to rank Ward here. I have Tyler Warren slightly above Loveland. Both situations are pretty solid. This is where these tight ends are pretty good. And usually tight ends are not real attractive fantasy options. And I've said that in the earlier part of the offseason that we needed to see these guys and where they landed and it could become something special. But this is something that I start to look at and I say, yeah, you know what? Before you get to the unknowns. Now, Cam Scattaboo could be right here. I love Tootin right here. I think Trey Harris could go right here. Matthew Golden you could put here. Some people think Matthew Golden is so amazing. He needs to be. If you don't have Matthew Golden right after McMillan, you're crazy. I don't think Matthew Golden is in the best spot. I don't think Matthew Golden is a first-round grade wide receiver. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt you could put right here. You could put, like I said, Tootin. You could put Thornton here. This is really just like a blender of talent. You could put Luther Burden right here. I honestly could put Brashard Smith right here. I think Brashard Smith, if I'm getting bold and crazy, and I don't care what anybody thinks, you guys know that about me, I could easily see Brashard Smith being this good right here. Being in hindsight, when all is said and done, this is how we feel. You would want Brashard Smith over Golden. In hindsight, you would want Brashard Smith over Luther Burden. You would want Brashard Smith maybe in some cases over the tight ends and the quarterback. This is how good this rookie running back situation is. Lower Egbuka, he's a bum. Story, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. This is clearly your first year doing this. I mean, you're either trolling or you're just trying to, you're trying to show off when you don't have the ability to do that. Just so you know. It's not a good look for you. Egbuka's a bum. Like, talk about one of the most, I don't know what you would call that comment. I'm trying to be nice. But that is one of the wildest ways to try and show that you don't know football. Let's have a conversation. Who do you believe, phone lines will be open, who do you believe should be in this mix higher? I know a lot of you are going to say Golden, and that's fine, and you can make your case. I'll probably tear it down. You can make your case, but dial into the show. And in Story, you're welcome to call in and show us how much ball you know. We'll be waiting right here. I have a feeling you probably won't.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right. Woombot, we're going to go ahead and get rid of you because you're doing nothing but trolling. Congratulations, bro. I hope that was worth it. You're gone. And now we'll move on. Dial into the show. Let's have a conversation about what you think, where you think some of these guys should have gone. Maybe you should rewatch the video. Where do you see a round? Where do I show you a round? You said round 1 WTF. Round 1, Brashard Smith, round 1 WTF. Where do you see a round? Do you see rounds anywhere? Do you see round 1 somewhere? Where's round 1? What are you looking at? Are you listening to the audio, but you have another tab open and you're watching the cooking channel or something? What do you mean round 1? There's no round 1 on the board, bro. Samson. Oh, yeah, where do I put Samson? Let me see if I can. I don't think I have a card for Samson. That's probably what happened. Samson, I'm going to have to put his face out here. Good one. Thank you for reminding me about Samson. Somehow I didn't leave him on the... I left him off. Samson will go right here. Ahead of the quarterbacks, ahead of Warren. I'm a huge Samson guy. You know that. That was an omission. That was my bad. And Scatterboo, because I don't have cards, is what happened. If I put Scatterboo on here, he'd probably go where Brashard Smith is. And that's probably where Tootin would go as well. So it looks something like this. Whoa, he's small. He is kind of small. And that was to scale. And then we got to put Caleb would be somewhere around there. I don't have the cards for these guys. He'd be somewhere, but like behind. So I'm going to put him right here, just so no one gets any bright ideas and thinks that he's going ahead of Brashard Smith or Scatterboo, because he's not. Matthew Golden would go probably in this exact territory. Let me see if I could find Golden. I didn't make a card for some of these guys. That's how disrespectful I am to Matthew Golden, right? Where's my Matthew Golden? I don't even know where I put his other graphic. Okay, so just picture Matthew Golden. Just picture him right next to Johnson. Royals would definitely go near like the Scatterboo Johnson territory. Horton would go probably right around the Scatterboo territory as well. Arroyo would go. See, this is why I stopped, is you could continue to go on and on and on and on and on and on. It's like, it's just a big blender. Tootin, I have above Caleb Johnson, to be honest. So I'm going to put him probably, him and Scatter are about the same. Brashard Smith, I have slightly ahead of both of them. So I'll put Tootin right here. I'll make sure Brashard Smith is kind of shining through ahead. So the big grab bag there, but feel free to call in and discuss where you have a player. But thank you for reminding me about Samson. I don't even know where Samson was. That was on me. Poor Samson. Travis, you're live. Actually, Travis, hold on. Let me merge this call real quick. Hold on. Caller, just mute yourself real quick if you could, and I'll be right with you. Travis, go ahead. You're live. Hello.
Yeah, standard. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
If this standard guy doesn't like it, we should take a walk.
What's he saying? Let me see. Let me merge this guy too. Hold on. All right, hold on 1 second. I'll mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Standard. Standard says the least clear rankings video I've ever watched. Okay, good. See you later. Go find somebody else. Now you can go look and hunt for the next least clearest one. See if you can top it. If you find it, let us know. Oh, wait, you can't. Go ahead, Travis. You're live.
Yeah, so I think you're right. Once you get past, I guess the top 8, top 10, whatever, it's going to be impossible to really nail down a rank. It becomes a matter of preference. It becomes a matter of once the season starts, a preseason, when roles start to take more shape and form. Because some of these guys, like Brashard Smith, for example, we think we know what he's going to do, but there's still guys like Checo, Elijah Mitchell, there's a few veterans in front of him. So, until Elijah Mitchell gets hurt, he may be held back a little bit. But we all know it's almost a guarantee Mitchell's going to get hurt if he's playing regular. So there's different things you have to weigh with all these guys. Like Scatterbo, he's hurt, but we don't think it's in the series. He's taking it slow, and then Tootin's in the Jaguars backfield. So once you get past those certain guys, it becomes a matter of preference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and again, like I said from the start here, this is not a ranking of how you should draft them. This is how, and anybody that does this makes a ranking how they see it, how they see the actual values. This is actual versus rankings. It's not going to be, everyone's going to pick apart anybody's. And honestly, the further you get down, the more discrepancy is. It's like astigmatism. If one eye, what an eye stigmatism is when your eyes see one point, both eyeballs see it slightly different. So you have to have glasses correct one of them so that you can see the dot at the same place. And then that's why sometimes you have blurry vision when you actually have 20/20 vision or near it in both eyes. The stigmatism just has the one eye looking at something differently. The same thing, the further you get away, the more that stigmatism blurs everything. But the same thing here, the further you get away, the small discrepancy becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you're doing an actual ranking, this is how I see it happening, not how you should draft it. That's why you see someone like Brashard Smith so high over your precious Caleb Johnson, over your precious Matthew Golden, and you can't understand it. You're watching, you're going, what the hell is this guy doing? He doesn't have Matthew Golden ranked in his top. In my actual rankings, how I believe that it will be, are you saying all these players are just going to explode? Are there going to be any busts at all from the rookie class? We look at receivers. Look at Leggett, how good he looked as a rookie. He's nothing burger. Look at all these rookies that bust from year to year to year. You have to make a stand somewhere. You can't have everybody says I love all rookies. Clearly I don't. Because when I do a rookies ranking video, everyone gets, or not everyone, a handful of negative Nancy's and wild Willies come in here and they go, oh my God, he doesn't have Caleb Johnson in the top 7. Oh my God. He has Brashard Smith and Dylan Sampson and Jaden Blue over my precious Matthew Golden, but I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. It can't be. It can't be. This is actual rankings. This is how I see the rookies, not how you see the rookies. And that's all you got to know.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on also the Henderson and Harvey thing. I know a couple people have said it tonight, but I see a lot the whole, they're in a committee thing. And Henderson is the guy. Like, there'll still be 150 or 170 carries for Mondre. It's the same thing we talk about with Gibbs and every other running back. This NFL, there's plenty of carries to go around, especially with guys that catch the ball too. And then on the Harvey side, just go back and look at Dobbins' game. It's another thing we've talked about. But for at least almost half of the games he was in, he couldn't even average 3.5 yards per carry. And that's with a good offensive line on a running team. So, you know, you got to look a little deeper than just, there's a back there that was good or has a little skill. They drafted these guys to be the guys.
All right, let me see what some of these callers want and how they see this playing out. 509, you're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 509.
I'm calling from Washington.
What's up, my man? What's your name?
Jordan.
What's up? What can I do for you?
Oh, I was going to ask you, we barely drafted today. I had a bunch of buddies over, grabbed some beers, made it fun. What do you think about my team, starting-wise at least?
All right, hit me with it.
All right, I got Jaden Daniels as quarterback, Amari Hampton, Ashton Genty, T. Higgins, Drake London, Travis Kelce, R.J. Harvey, and then I'll Rasheed Rice just on the bench right now because right now he's projected not to play the first game.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not projected anything yet, but a lot of people think he's going to.
Yeah, it just does zero.
And he probably will. Yeah, you don't. Yeah. I'm the same way. You know what I hate is when people don't put their best players in the right lineup spots. Like you put JJ in the wide receiver 2 or something. It drives me nuts. Rice probably 5% chance gets no suspension, 70% chance gets 2 to 4, and then the rest that's left over is a combination of that it is a bigger thing than we expect. But let me just tell you, the Addison suspension is expected to be 2 or 3 games, and that was good news because he's a multiple offender and there was alcohol involved. So there could be you like the troublesome team, right? That this could be something.
I just see Justin Jefferson might be hurt. Something could happen. Might as well throw him back there just in case.
Yeah, this might be one of those things where, it's going to be potentially a lesser situation than that because you got Rice as it's not a multiple offender. There's no alcohol involved that they caught anyway. If some people want to say that he may have run because of that, you have no proof though. They didn't. There's no evidence for that. So it is what it is. I I think at the end of the day, we could be looking at a 1 to 2 game suspension for Rice, not anything more than that, but we'll see. I'd say it's 75%, 70% 2 to 4, and then the chance that it's 0 to 1, let's say that's 5 to 10%. But anyway, I like your team. You did a good job. I like it.
Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you. Let's see here. 682 caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
So, Smitty, my name is Ty. I'm from Texas. I got a couple questions.
Yeah, buddy.
So, I really need you to tell me on why you would have Emeka Egbuka over Tet McMillan.
I mean, I just did a whole show on it. I mean,
Really? Okay.
I mean, I just did a whole. I mean, didn't you see?
No, it's just I got in late and I saw the rankings.
Well,
and
look,
as
I can't
was,
go
you know,
over the whole
processing-
show over again for you, but I will say in general, you have this guy that is the most NFL-ready wide receiver in the entire draft class. He has a kick return mentality and style of play where he invites contact. He's one of the most incredible wide receivers mechanically that's come out of college in quite some time. I believe that Hunter's more physically talented overall. He's bleeding talent, Hunter. Hunter's the most physically gifted player to come out of college maybe ever. And so being mechanically and process-wise, Egbuka being the most polished wide receiver to come out, playing with Jeremiah Smith, bro, playing along a wide receiver crew that's better than the current Tampa Bay wide receiver room now. So this guy's going into a downgraded wide receiver room. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? He's been playing with more competition than anybody ever has. Like, this guy's been sitting there roving in receiving rooms with the best talent known to man. And this Tampa Bay room's a talented room. So that says something about his college wide receiver rooms. All the players that he's played with. It's let me get the full list for you. Hold on. It's unbelievable. Emeka Egbuka played with what wide receivers in college? Let me read the whole list because it's crazy, bro. JSN.
So
Chris, hold on.
Oh,
JSN.
wow, okay.
Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith. Like, come on, bro. That is insane. So he's versed in playing in competition, and he's learned from some of the best, and he's a technician. And he's been a rover because of that, all the talent he's played around. You go over here, you go over here. His route tree is beyond. Ted McMillan, his route tree and capability from a technical standpoint is probably 5 times greater than Ted McMillan's. It's not even close. Not to mention Ted McMillan, even though I like him, and this is where people think I hate him, I don't. I'm just telling you the truth about the player who's still learning the game differently and from a much more like lesser place than where Egbuka is. Egbuka is advanced. Egbuka is in advanced geometry, you know, or trig. It's calculus. Whereas Ted McMillan's still in advanced algebra. I'm not saying he's some bum, but he's so far behind where Emeka Egbuka is from a route tree perspective, from a technician perspective. And on top of that, even though I like Carolina, it's a nice place for Tet. It is still crowded, and even though you could say that about Tampa Bay on the surface level, Godwin's nowhere near ready, and Evans is aging out, and Baker threw 41 touchdowns last year. His offense is potent as hell, playing in that Tampa Bay room as now the number 2 wide receiver because Godwin's not ready. Nor do I think Godwin stays healthy. You're talking about a player, bro, that is in probably one of the best environments. At first, it didn't feel that way. Just like Jahmyr Gibbs didn't feel that way. Just like you thought to yourself, okay, Jahmyr Gibbs might not be in the best situation, right? And then it ended up being the best situation. That's what this is. That's what this situation is here. Let me merge these calls back in. Hold on. I think something happened to the phone line. Sometimes it clears out. Okay, I think I got everybody back on here. Who was I talking to? Are you still on the phone line, bro? The one that asked the question about Ted McMillan? I might have disconnected on him. Call back if you want, bro. I'll definitely answer your call and continue it. But there's just no debate about this. I know people want there to be a debate, but there's no tangible evidence whatsoever to suggest that Ted McMillan's better than Emeka Egbuka from a physical perspective. I think this is the guy. Hold on, callers. Just wait right there. You're the one that asked about the Ted McMillan question, right? I'm sorry I hung up on you in accident. My system did. You there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I'm not. Look, this is not a trashing on Ted McMillan thing. I always have to clarify that he could be T. Higgins if all goes well, but he is in a very crowded room that doesn't have near the potent offensive support that Egbuka is going into. Egbuka doesn't have a crowded wide receiver room right now because he's. I mean, it's a nice wide receiver room, but he is the number 2 option right now in Tampa on a 41 touchdown. Not saying that Baker throws another 41, but you never know. You can't rule it out. Baker's a dog. You know, Baker's a guy I doubted, and Liam Cohen revived him, which is why I love T. Law being revived, which is why I love BTJ and also Travis Hunter and whatever running back, probably Bigsby, ends up winning the job over in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Think what you want though. I mean, don't make me change your mind. If you're dead set on Tet and you've watched film and you trust your gut on it, bro, do what you got to do. But I'm just telling you, I've watched this and it's not even close. Tet could be really good. He's got to learn a lot. When you watch a lot of Tet's film, when he gets hands put on him, he shuts down. And I'm not saying he's not learning how to fix that at the pro level. I mean, certainly, but you watch Emeka Egbuka, there's no hole at all. It's literally just wonderful, beautiful, 10 out of 10 scouting footage. And he just knows how to do everything. He's a do-it-all player. His route tree's so advanced, bro, from all the moving around and the amazing players he's played with. And Baker said he's a dog. Baker said you can't teach the skills that Emeka Egbuka has, that he catches the ball and grounds his feet. Other people, they don't do that. He knows how to get the ball and go instead of catching the ball, turn around, and you get hit. Egbuka, the difference between other receivers and Egbuka is when he catches the ball, his objective is the end zone. Other players are not necessarily thinking that way. He is always thinking that way because he's got a kick returner mentality. It's every time he gets the ball, it's like, I'm taking this to the house. Let me calculate it. His route tree, his ability, his tenacity, his skill set of inviting contact. He knows how to take hits because of that mentality of kick returning. All right, go ahead, bro. What else you got?
Okay. On the subject of Liam Cohen on Jacksonville, I need to know what your opinion on Travis Hunter playing as second cornerback, third string cornerback, and wide receiver first. Is he worth drafting at all?
Say it again. Of who you were cutting out for me?
Sorry. Okay, so Travis Hunter's unofficial depth chart is he's a wide receiver first, second string cornerback, and third string cornerback. I wonder what's your opinion on that, and should we even draft him?
Even draft Hunter?
Like Travis Hunter, like in the 12-man, say, like PPR.
Should we draft him?
Yes.
Whoa. Somebody's taking a lap.
What? Should we draft Travis Hunter? What would be? I'm going to be gentle here. But what makes you think he's not? Like, what would make you think he's someone you would question? I know you're not saying to not draft him, but you're asking, should we draft him? So what would make you think that? What would make you think he wouldn't be?
What really concerns me is him playing as a cornerback. Whether he's gonna have like enough stamina, you know.
Let me find my. Hold on one second, bro. Don't hang up. Just I gotta find my parrot emoji. Okay. Hello.
No, listen.
Bro,
I get it. I get
the
whole controversy, but it's just like, my thinking.
He saw it on another channel. He's a repeating Roger.
Bro, you worded that exactly. You worded that exactly how everybody. Get off my shoulder. You worded that exactly how everybody words it. Don't act like that was your own. That was your own thing. That wasn't your own take.
Of course not. Of course not. It's
the thing that the thing that concerns me is that he's playing too much DB. The thing that concerns me is going to get hurt. Bro, I don't know if you watch this channel much. I almost guarantee you haven't watched it for a while if you have been an avid. And that's fine. I'm not trying to say, I love that all my people come back, whether you take a big long hiatus and you come back and you're like, okay, I'm back in August, Smitty. I love all my different viewers. If you're an August through December consumer, or if you consume at 365, but I know for a fact you've not been here all off season. There's 0%. Bro, Travis Hunter's a top 10 wide receiver to me this year. So when you say, do we draft him? I'm being gentle here. I'm not hanging up on the guy. I want to help him. But let's say I'm off base on that. He's probably still guaranteed to be a really good wide receiver too. And let's say I fail and he does. I mean, just think about, what do you think he's going to get? Like what from the brainwashed content that you've seen on it that's clearly grabbed a hold of you tightly, flowed like a hawk daily and nightly. What is the projection you have for him yardage wise? I'm just curious. I'm trying to get in the mind of someone.
I think definitely over I would say 800. You know, his Vegas line is pretty high.
Okay, 800. How many touchdowns is he getting? You must think 3.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. I think the ball goes towards BTJ's way.
Oh, okay. So they drafted him at the top of the draft and traded it all. They're just they don't need to use him. They don't need a weapon. Bro,
that kind of makes sense.
I mean, think about this, bro. He was drafted as a wide receiver. Do you think he's got a lot of learning to do because he's playing both sides? He's kind of a part-time receiver. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Like he's kind of a part-time receiver. He played both sides in college. I don't think he's going to learn. He's got a lot to learn about the receiver position. Is that right?
No, mechanically he's super talented. He's
okay, but
really
do you think
talented.
do you think maybe he didn't play a lot of wide receiver in college? Is that kind of where you're coming from? Like he played both sides of the ball. I'm just trying to get a feel for what makes you think he walks into the pros and can't do what BTJ did. Because the thing is, the narrative that you've been painted that you're absorbing is that he's some sort of project. This is one of the best wide receivers to ever come out of college. Wide receivers. And he's the best cornerback in the draft class. That's true. But this guy pulled in 96 balls for 1258 and 15 touchdowns in college. He's not a part-timer. He does this for a living. And so when people say things like, oh, I worry that he's playing too much DB. I worry. You don't worry. Someone else worried about it, told you, and then now you're repeating it. What I'm trying to get you to see is that in a worst-case scenario for this kid, Travis Hunter, let me go to the board here. You're talking about him getting probably, what would you say? Picture a game, bro. How many times is Travis Hunter just going to turn around like Debo and catch a ball from a design manufactured throw from Trevor Lawrence, where it's like, hey, turn around, catch the ball, screen, whatever. I mean, how many times? You think it's only going to happen once a game? You don't think he's getting 2 or 3 of those? You don't think he's getting 1 or 2 quick slants? You don't think he's getting one deeper ball? I mean, just try and think it out. Try and think it out. Like, how many receptions might he get a game? You know, if it's 2 of those quick throws, if it's a couple quick slants, and then 1 deeper ball, that's 5.5 receptions per game. I mean, is that crazy for a guy they drafted at the very top of the draft and surrendered all of his future for and drafted him as a wide receiver? You know what I'm saying? So 5.5 catches per game times, we did this math the other day, times about 13.5 yards per game, let's say, or per catch, which is not an NFL league leading number. It's somebody that's doing a lot of short work. So they're not going to have 18, 19 yards per catch, most likely. So we're giving them a really cellar dweller number. I'm trying to dumb this down as much as I can. 5.5 catches per game times 13.5 yards, which is not a big number. That's 74.25 yards per game. Times 17 games, my boy, is 1262. He's getting you bare minimum 1,100 yards receiving and 1262, let's say. He's getting 5.5 yards per 5.5 times 17 is 93 receptions. This alone right here, we'll just call this 1,200 even. 93, 1,200, and what probably is around 7 to 8 to 9 receiving touchdowns. I don't know how you think 3. We'll just call it 7 to 8. Probably going to run for 100 to 200 rushing yards, an additional 2 to 3 TDs on the ground as a runner, not necessarily in the backfield. Jet sweeps, a catch that's behind Trevor Lawrence that counts as a run, just like Debo. A lot of Debo's work with Jimmy Garoppolo, it was actually a throw from Jimmy Garoppolo. Debo caught it behind Jimmy. It counted as a run. Debo ran to the end zone 40 yards. That's a 40-yard run, not a 40-yard reception. So you're going to get 100 to 200 rushing yards in that context alone. 2 or 3 of those TDs there. 7 or 8 in different options, different places on the field. This is a 10 at a bare minimum, my boy. 100 to 200 rushing, 10 total TDs, 1,200 receiving yards, and let's just dumb this down to 85 receptions. This is a top 10 to 12 wide receiver. And you asked me, do we even draft Travis Hunter? Which makes me happy. I'm not mad at you. I'm more so excited that this kind of content that you might have consumed somewhere and this take exists. Without this take, we wouldn't get him in round 5 and 6. So salute to you. We owe you more than you owe us. We need you. We need you.
Let him cook.
Yeah,
I thank you. The thanks is all on this side of the table, young man. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being you.
All right.
Anything else? The answer is draft him wherever you can get away with it. So it's probably going to be in the ESPN draft, 6th round, 5th round, and smile. Do you know that I'm taking this guy in the 4th round like clockwork on Underdog in the late 4th round? If I don't think he'll fall to like the 5.5 or something, I try and get him in 5. Every time I can get him in the top of 5, I do it. But if I've got a late 4th round pick, I smash it.
That I can't lie. I think I might have been sold on that.
Okay.
That's what I've been worried about, like him playing on both sides of the ball. So I didn't really wasn't convinced.
Well,
but then think again,
Well, I shouldn't have convinced
you. They sold all their futures for him.
Bro, I shouldn't have convinced you because I'm kidding about all this. Travis Hunter's not draftable.
Oh, you're.
No, I'm kidding again. No, he is.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
No, but here, this kid's gonna go to his draft going, I don't know what to do. Here's the thing though. You should have been convinced. You know why? Because your biggest problem is you think he's gonna get hurt, and I didn't address any of that.
Yeah, I mean that.
You want me to attack that? Let me attack that real quick, and then I'll go to the other phone callers. Bro, this guy's trained for it. If I was to go and try and lift, or if I was to go and try to run a marathon, and I don't run but maybe 1 mile a day, I'm going to get hurt, bro. I'm going to get hurt trying to go run a marathon tomorrow morning. I will get hurt. I'll have blisters. My legs will be bleeding. I'll chafe like a mad dog. I'll have my feet will fall off. Our pets' heads will fall off. All these things, bad things would happen. If I went out and trained to do it for months and months, and then I go run a marathon, what's likely to happen? I'm able to do it, right? That's like anything, bro. Mm-hmm. Anybody that's tried to play both ways hasn't tried to play both ways like Travis Hunter has tried to play both ways. Travis Hunter successfully executed upon that playing both ways of football. He's done it. He isn't trying to think this thing up like late at night, at midnight, like a dumb idea like Jerry Maguire. This is him actually putting it to work at college, at the college level, in succeeding. And people don't want him to do it because guess what it tells the people that kind of tried it? That they failed. So a lot of the narratives out there by players that have played both sides of the ball a little bit, or they played with players that did, it is an easy thing to act like it can't be done. Who are you or me or anybody sitting in a couch or a chair, a swivel chair like this? I'm in a swivel chair. Look at me. I'm going to say that he can't do it. Who are we to say what he can or cannot do when he's already done the unthinkable at the college level? He's got calluses from this he's trained for it. It's not like he's trying to do something he hasn't done. And not to mention, think of it like this, bro. If they're going to dial back anything, he's been drafted as a wide receiver. You just said yourself when you called in, he's second string corner, first string wide receiver, which we all know. So he's probably playing situational defensive back when they need to lock someone down, shut it down, third down, let's get the ball back. He either intercepts it, bats the ball down, and then he stays on he goes back on the field after a punt and gets back on the field and scores a touchdown. There's going to be at least 2 times minimum that he either picks 6 and then scores the next drive or something, or he intercepts the ball or bats down a 4th and something and then goes into the end zone on the next play on the offensive side. Liam Cohen, the GM, they drafted him to be a wide receiver. And if anything needs to get dialed back and they miscalculate this thing, it will be on defense, not on offense. And even if I'm wrong on that, do you think they're running him out onto the field and saying, Blue 35, Husky 7, let's have Travis Hunter run a go route and we're not going to throw it to him and we're going to get him tired. He's going to come on the field and get the ball. And if the ball is not going to him, I'm not saying every time, but in general, if the ball's not going to him, they would keep him on the sideline and rest him if defensive back was his main thing. They'd be like, why put him out there and have him run a bunch of go routes and tire him out? And this other notion that I forget what player said that they were going to just have whoever he's covering just run all these go routes and tire him out. Oh, it's Travis Kelce. Let me tell you something about that. This kid, think back to your most athletic self. Who am I talking to again? What's your name, bro?
Ty.
Ty, did you play sports?
Yeah, I played lineman for
okay.
Football.
When you were younger, did you look at the clock and go, God, I can't wait till the game's over? Or did you look at the clock and say, I wish this game was longer? I'm a young kid. I'm running around having the time of my life. There's 10-minute halves in basketball, 12-minute when you played at the YMCA, whatever time. If any of you played sports, I was one that sprinted up and down the court every single play. You couldn't tire me out. That's what I did. That's how I played. And the same thing for Travis Hunter. You can't tire him out. This is what he does. You think he cares if you run 4 straight go balls and change how you're offensively trying to play? You're going to screw up. If you play because of Travis Hunter, you're going to lose and not execute on these other plays. Even when you draft around your teammate, you draft around someone else's strategy, you're going to lose. Worry about yourself. And if a defense or an offense is really trying to tire out Travis Hunter, which you're not going to do, he's going to smile and laugh at you. He doesn't care if you run a go route. He probably prefers the go route. The fact that anybody thinks he doesn't want to run more is hilarious to me. When I was a kid, when I was in college, when I was in grade school, when I was in middle school, doesn't matter when, I wanted more. I always wanted to run more. I sprinted down the basketball court in high school all the time. I never jogged down the court. I sprinted everywhere. I was in the best shape on the court. I always was. Travis Hunter does this for a living. No one's wearing him out. And the fact that people think he can, they're lazy. If a defensive back says, oh, I get tired doing that, work harder. Maybe these players don't train enough. Maybe these players are soft. Maybe Travis Hunter is actually the new real deal next athlete that says, I'm going to always run. I'm not going to jog around. I'm not going to be tired. I'm not going to give up on a play. Travis Hunter is him, bro. He is the next elite player. And anybody out there that thinks, oh my God, he can't be as good as Smitty's saying because that means he doesn't like BTJ. BTJ can be number 6 or 7 any given year. Travis Hunter could be 7 or 8 in the same year. And T-Lock only needs to be QB 6, 7, 8. You can be QB 7. QB 8 and still have 2 top 10 wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers played like trash last year, would you say? Ty, he's not a very good quarterback last year. He had moments, but he was considered a really trashy quarterback last year. Wouldn't you say, Ty? Aaron Rodgers?
Yep, 100%.
You know he had 2 top 10 wide receivers last year, Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. So don't believe all this Mickey Mouse stuff. My man, take Travis Hunter with a smile and do it live. All right, pal?
All right, you 100% told me on that.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, later. Let me go back over to Travis, then over to Ron Navy, then I'll circle around. I got one more phone caller, 202, and then I got an 812. I'll be with you guys right after Ron Navy, but go ahead, Travis.
No, you can go to Ron. I'm just
All right.
trying to convince someone that Hendy will be like he's the guy. Like he's going to get plenty of touches.
Yeah, if anybody's saying that guy...
People don't want to believe that. They just can't.
Yeah.
Can't.
If anyone's saying their message got, like, quarantined or something, it's because you're dropping an F-bomb or you're saying something or you're dropping, like, 8 emojis in a row, and the system... YouTube does that stuff. We have to manually approve salutes, which is really messed up. That if you salute, it's like an offensive... It could be offensive, like, saluting. Oh, my God. You're like you put 4 American flags in a row. That's offensive. 4 American flags. We should hold it. We should hold it. We should hold it. Go ahead, Ron. You're live.
that last, I was just waiting. I thought you were just gonna be, but he took a totally different.
I was nice
approach than I thought you.
Yeah, I was like a mentor. I felt like I might be turning over.
No lap or nothing.
Yeah,
I was like, holy cow, not even a lap.
Maybe I'll be a mentor. How long will that last? Yeah, I turned over a new leaf. I kind of sensed in his voice he was a good kid, and I didn't want to yell at him. And I think I convinced him. The bad part is I want him watching. If he's watching right now, Ty, you shouldn't have let me convince you until I addressed your concern. I told you something completely different about how good he is, and you're like, you've convinced me, but your concern was the injury. So just keep on your toes, Ty. All right, go ahead, Ron. American flags, attaboy. And everybody should drop their own flag.
Yeah, I just
like drop your Canadian flag, drop your, drop any flag. All flags are good. All flags are good. We accept all flags here. Everybody should be able to celebrate and salute their own flag and country. Go ahead, Ron.
When we talk about red flags, though.
Red flags, injury flags. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I see that you bumped Hampton up to your second spot.
Yeah, I mean Hampton. I don't know if you're coming around on this, but Hampton's situation completely changed. We're waiting for Harvey, Hendy. Like if Ramondre was abducted by aliens tonight, and the aliens sent us a note and said the one-eyed man is not coming home, we would literally. I'm sorry, Ramondre. I was saying Najee. I'm mixing them up. If we're not Ramondre, yeah, I know. I was talking about Najee, and then I went on. If Ramondre got abducted by aliens, and they said the two-eyed man is not coming home, then we would probably be as excited about Hendy as we are Hampton right now. But for Najee to be granted, did you hear the news today, Ron? Are you willing to? This is one of those situations where I think you truly knew better, but you wanted to defend the underdog. And you wanted to defend the undefended. And you came for Najee.
No, I didn't hear no news.
The news today, because you kept saying, we haven't heard anything. That's the whole problem. It's so easy to sniff out. The news today, Harbaugh said he's been approved to walk laps around the field for his part of his initial stage of rehab. He's been able to walk laps.
Yeah, well, I knew that the other day he had his helmet on and he was able to do a few things.
I don't know if he's had his helmet on. Maybe he has. But,
he has.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
Might be AI, though. I don't know. He's had his hoodie and glasses on for a while. If he did get to put his helmet on, he can't get hit, and he's been approved to walk. That's it. He can only walk around and do laps. He can't run. He can't jog. He can't jostle the eye at all, which means that he has a severe injury that they're trying to get heal, and they have to wait it out to make sure that he doesn't shake loose potentially what optic nerve it sounds like could even be. Let's ask Kruger. It could be an optic nerve, or it could be something more severe than just like a cornea or let's see. They called it superficial. Hey, Kruger, if Najee Harris, a report came out that he's been approved to walk around the field. You know, he had that firework eye injury. What would you guess that is wrong with his eye if he's unable to even walk until today or yesterday when he got approved to walk around the field? I mean, he can casually walk, but now he's doing exercise. He's been granted permission to walk. Does this sound like it could be where you can't jostle the eye at all as it's healing? We have no word on what it is. Does this sound like something more severe than a cornea or retina injury? It's more like an optic nerve or something? What would make it to where you couldn't even jog at all?
That does sound like it could be something more serious if he's only just now being cleared to walk around. If they were worried about jostling the eye, it could potentially involve the optic nerve or something more delicate that needs a lot of time to heal. Hopefully, we get some more updates soon and it's nothing too severe. Fingers crossed.
So what would your guess be on this? No FT, this is not live. This is a replay. What would be your guess as to what it is? Just guess for me.
Well, if I had to guess, it might be something like a retinal detachment or maybe some kind of nerve damage, like an optic nerve issue. Those kinds of injuries can be really sensitive and you want to minimize any pressure until it's fully healed. Hopefully it's nothing too serious and he bounces back.
Do you know, can you find any information on what kind of firework it was? Was it like a bottle rocket or was it, do you have any information? Is there any speculation anywhere? Any AI footage?
Details about the specific type of firework involved in Najee Harris's injury haven't been released, at least not yet. His agent mentioned that the injury is considered superficial, and it seems like they're still looking into exactly what happened. Hopefully, we get more clarity soon.
Superficial, huh? Doesn't sound accurate, does it there, Krug?
It definitely
Smitty,
hold on, you're interrupting Kruger. You're interrupting Kruger there.
I know.
Hold on. What? Ask him what? Hold on, Kruger. I'm sorry. Ron Navy. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask him.
It's true that Kruger, is it true that the eye is the fastest to recover of any part in the body?
Kruger, is the eye one of the fastest or the fastest part of your body to heal? Ron, I'm not trying to put words in his mouth because sometimes he does repeat what I say. But I would imagine where in the eye, the optic nerve, I would say hell no. Probably one of the most delicate, and that's why he's been approved to walk laps. So I mean, I can almost answer this for you. If he's approved to walk laps, it sounds like it's one of the slowest healing. But go ahead, Kruger, answer it for Ron in your own words.
Well, the eye is definitely a fascinating part of the body, and it can heal pretty quickly for certain types of injuries, like mine, which is on the cornea. When it comes to something like the optic nerve or more delicate structures, it can take a lot longer. So it's kind of a mix. But in Najee's case, it does seem like they're being extra careful with his recovery.
So do you think, Kruger, that what they're trying to do is get the vision back, and that's why he's not allowed to do anything? Or is this about stabling a nerve like the optic nerve? Like, what would be your guess as to why he's only allowed to walk laps?
My guess would be that they're probably trying to protect both his vision and the healing process of the nerve. The eye is so delicate that any kind of strain or some movement could potentially set back his recovery. So I think they're just being extra cautious to make sure everything heals perfectly.
Yeah, if I had to guess, everybody, I would guess that it is now, we're now talking about an optic nerve or a nerve of some sort connected, because the eye is so complex. Eye also has everything to do with your brain and memory. You know, it's such a so when
the optic nerve is behind the eye.
Well, the firework, depending on how it exploded, we don't know. I mean, the guy's wearing glasses that are. We found the glasses that he's wearing. Where did I put them? Found the glasses that he's wearing.
It seemed to me that it would be the front of the eye, the cornea, the retina, one of those type of things, not the optic nerves.
They're about this big. He's covering everything with those glasses. But I mean, Ron, we don't know. I mean, the eye is so sensitive. If, let's say,
I know we don't know.
you had an explosion
We're
that hit,
speculating. I know
we are, but the optic nerve is behind. But bro, you start tugging on that eyeball at all, you're pulling on it. You know, it's not like it's behind, protected, not connected to the eyeball. If the eyeball gets pushed back or gets pulled forward or gets pushed to the side, the optic nerve is moving. You know, so he damaged something to where he's has not been able to walk around the field until right now. So going back to what we were saying, I know you were super high on Najee, but the reason you asked me why I moved Hampton to the 2 spot is because his situation changed in a way that we've been waiting just a little bit for Hendy's or Harvey's or anyone's situation to change. Even Hunter, for like today, he's, you know, deemed the number 1 or the number 2 wide receiver on the team. Really, again, in my mind, him and BTJ are sharing the number 1 role. I know a lot of people don't agree with that yet. They will. I almost assure you that they will. BTJ is a marvel, but so is Hunter. They're both elite prospects. And dare I say BTJ was a lesser prospect. Well, not dare I, it's true. He's a lesser wide receiver prospect coming out of college. Not saying he hasn't turned into a top 4 wide receiver in the league because he just played at that level last year. But Hunter is by far prospecting at the college level going into the draft higher than BTJ was. So it's wild to me if anybody thinks that he can't be as good as Neighbors or anybody. He certainly can. And I love Hunter. And we got word today that Hunter is he's, you know, first string wide receiver on the depth chart, which we knew. He's the number 2 wide receiver / number 1. And he was deemed the second team defensive cornerback, which he's climbing up and he's learning that position. So I don't think he doesn't start. I don't think that that's determining he doesn't play corner in week 1, full-time, half-time, whatever. It's just right now that's showing you where he really resides. And he's going to try and get the defensive side back up on par with the wide receiver side. But all those things move these guys around, right? If Godwin was ruled out for the year, tomorrow morning, Egbuka would skyrocket for everybody, probably stay where he is for me, but he'd climb all these other players that you see here. And Hampton was handed the starting job. And I mean, if you don't think Hampton's the starter at this point, Ron, I don't know. I think you're just really trying to defend Najee. Almost blindly at this point.
No. The comment that I made just a little bit ago, the other day I was defending Najee, but no, this one, I don't know if he's the number 2 overall.
But wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree he's now?
I almost like Harvey and Henderson in front of him.
I mean, I don't hate that take.
I'm not saying he's not in the top 5, but okay. I don't think he's the 2. That's the only thing. I mean, nothing to do with Najee.
Okay.
And nothing to do with Najee.
Well, that's fine. And I don't hate that take. I honestly, you know, in the offseason, I've said that any one of these running backs from Hampton, Henderson, Harvey could be the number 2. There's no doubt in my mind. Henderson, to me, could be the clear-cut number 1 running back, or I'm sorry, the number 2 running back after Genty as soon as the season's over. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest if Henderson was, I don't want to say way better than Harvey and Hampton, but he's capable of it. I think Harvey, situationally, think of Arian Foster. If anybody doesn't remember who Arian Foster is, then I guess think of a player. Well, I know you do, but there's some people didn't play football back then. But another player, who's another player more recent that is amazing, but it is a lot situationally, you know, the reason. What would be an RB that's similar to Foster? Arian Foster was, a fantasy GOAT. He was the number 1 overall player for a handful of years, but he was nowhere near the physical talent of a Barry Sanders or Marshall Faulk or a LaDainian Tomlinson. Like, it wasn't even close. He is a B-level player compared to those guys, but his situation was pure gold. DeMarco Murray, that's a good example. Or, there's a bunch of running backs that have lived. Like, even you could say the debate about Emmitt Smith versus Barry Sanders is fitting here too. That Emmitt Smith was never as good as Barry Sanders. It wasn't even close, but he lived in an environment that fed him so much production from a fantasy perspective. He was, in many ways, better than Barry Sanders. Foster was never an elite talent. He was an undrafted player for a reason. He was sneaky good, and he did really well, but he landed in the best environment known to man. Clinton Portis was a specimen, so that's not a good example. He was super quick and agile, but he was never as good as Tomlinson from a physical perspective, but he was a good player. He didn't fall into a great situation. Priest Holmes is kind of a similar case. He was really good, and I like Priest Holmes, but he was in a KC offense that would have done that maybe not as well with another player, but could have, and they did it. Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes, Kareem Hunt. I mean, it was over and over and over again.
Means. Remember Natron Means.
Yeah. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, what was I saying? Where was I going? What was I even saying?
You were saying that there's running backs out there that have done better statistically than, even though they didn't have the talent of other running backs that.
But why was I saying better. That? What triggered that? Is what I'm saying.
Well, because we were talking about the position of where Hampton and
yes, thank you.
Harvey and Jeff. Yeah.
So Harvey's a talent, no doubt about it. But he is a little more of the situation's amazing. He's a great talent. I love him. He's a great player. But Henderson, to me, has a little bit more of that. Okay, he can actually be, one of the elite guys from that physical perspective, whereas Harvey is a mix of it. He's very talented. He's super strong and shifty, but he could go somewhere and fail. I think Hendy would be harder to fail, which means he's a little bit better of a talent. Hampton, to me, is really good, but if Hampton went somewhere very bad, he would survive less than Henderson would. And so that to me is the difference maker here. Henderson is a very special player. Hampton is a very, very good player in an amazing situation. They're two completely, different ways to look at value. So similar to what you're saying, I could see it going like this at the end of the year, where it's Hendy, it's Hampton. It could even be Hendy, Harvey, Hampton. It could end like this, but I think for right now, because the situation is so amazing, I do think Hampton deserves to be looked at the 2 spot. But in some cases, Ron, I'm excited that I'm still able to draft Hendy and Harvey at cost, which is much later, and get probably the same production. Yeah. I do think we're getting the same production.
Yeah, because Hampton's ADP kind of shot right up.
Yeah. All right. Let me go over to the other phone callers.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Who is on the phone line now? Let me go over to... I'm sorry about the wait, bro. 812, Nick, you're live. I'm sorry, bro.
You're good, man. What's up?
What's up? God, we haven't drafted.
So I got a little bit of a hot take. I don't want your opinion on it.
Right.
I'm passing up on... This is specifically on Underdog. I'm passing up on Kairen and Breece, bro. I don't like them. I do like Amari in there, I think, but I'm passing on them for Kenneth. Everyone later, all the running backs later, Hendy, Harvey, Kenneth, James Cook, all those other guys are, I think, better than those guys at value. I like the guys around them.
Why don't you like Kairen?
Kittle.
Why don't you like Kairen?
I don't not like Kairen. He's probably. I definitely I like him over Breece. It's hard. I think I like Hampton, Kairen, and then Breece there. But I
thought you just said you didn't like. I thought you said you didn't like Kairen. Or you just said I'm not drafting Kairen.
At value.
But at value, he's going in the 3rd round in many cases.
Yeah, but the guys around him are, I think, better. Like other positions. You got JD5, you got Kittle, you got Mike Evans. I can't remember who else.
I'm not going to argue with you that those guys are also worth it. I just think that, you should take a little bit of Kairen's shares, in my opinion, but that's me.
I'm even taking DJ Moore.
Oh, come on, bro.
Over those guys.
Come on.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Is that crazy?
Caleb?
Call terminated.
You going to put your trust in Caleb?
He's gone. You think I was going to leave that phone call on there? I may have turned over a new leaf. I might be a mentor, but not all the time. Jeez. DJ Moore over Kairen? He's watching too many Mickey Mouse shows. Someone probably told him he's a full-time running back now.
Well,
Ron,
I can kind of see the point on Kairen a little bit, is by being concerned because of the Stafford issue and wondering what's going to happen with Stafford and if he's going to be okay or not.
kind of
Because,
already
I mean, Kairen,
already baked in, though, Ron. It's kind of already baked in.
he's going to be okay, but he could suffer a little bit too if there's some quarterback situation thing going on.
I don't know. I think it's already baked in.
Well, the reason I say that, Smitty, is it's not because of Kairen's talent. It's because if Stafford's not in there and doing Stafford things, and you got the backups in there, well, the backups struggling throwing the ball, they're just gonna the run game's gonna suffer because they're just gonna put 8 in the box.
I know. We talked about this though.
Oh, that's my thinking. That's my thinking.
And I hear you, but the thing I would say to you is that this is still one of those situations where, he's not out. He's not ruled out. He's just rehabbing his sore back. It's not surgery. It doesn't need surgery. They've even said he's not going to have surgery. It's merely just soreness. And so he's kind of rested it. And then the place that he's at right now, the place.
I'm just saying, if I was concerned at all about Kairen, that would be my concern with him. I'm drafting him.
I hear you,
I'm
but
still drafting him,
but that does seem pretty baked in because he's already going at a monster steal. So I think at the worst case scenario, you avoid him. I think it's kind of reckless to avoid him because what if all that gets resolved and so if his ADP even falls even further, or if you're avoiding all these Kairen shares, I mean he has the capability of being a top 5 running back. Not to mention that if Stafford does come back and he's a little bit hampered, you still got Adams, you got Puka. He'll definitely go from 5 yards per carry down to maybe that 4 to 4.3 again. But he scored 14 touchdowns doing that exact same thing last year. So he definitely becomes less efficient, but it's still a tough sell for me to avoid him when you're pretty much baking in.
I'm not fading him. I'm not saying avoid him. I'm just saying, I might, as this news progresses, I might take less shares than I normally would of him. I got a lot of shares in him, but I might not take him. I might take other players.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
think I didn't.
That's all.
I didn't get to some of these super chats. It just came running in now on me on my screen. I didn't see it. Love the recent Hunter video. God, I'm so sorry, guys. Jonathan, Coble, Blanco, Coble, third, Jonathan, Rock Out, and then now this $50 hauler from Shane. Guys, I'm sorry. Son of a B, man. I told you guys I'd be on top of this. I promise I'm going to get better. I know I screwed up tonight. I will fix it. You're the GOAT, Smitty. Thank you for that $50 hauler. You also get a bold prediction with this, my boy. Shane to the moon dropping the $50 hauler. $50 hauler in the house. Let me hit that button.
$50.
I got so into the let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, we should draft now that I'm on that screen. We should draft in a minute. Let me see if we can do a draft. You're the GOAT, Smitty. Thank you. Appreciate you, my boy. Coble dropping this one. Egbuka is climbing fast on Underdog. Can't sit. Okay. Thank you for that. We'll see where he goes tonight. We're gonna need an Egbuka emoji soon. We definitely need an Egbuka video. Check your DMs, says Rock Out. Thank you for that. Andrew, are you guys all here? Please tell me if you're here, if I'm reading your super chat. I'm so sorry for the delay on this. I don't know how long some of these were here. This one's from Andrew. See the Breece caught 2 TDs through the air. Aaron Glenn said Breece is going to be used as receiver a lot. Bro, Breece could be the #1 receiver in the as a running back in the league this year. He could have 70, 80 receptions. It's so funny how people are down on Breece Hall. Aaron Rodgers really neuters the running back position these days, and that's why Caleb's another concern. It's gonna be a good year, and not to mention the coaching staff had a lot to do with that too. It's not all on Aaron Rodgers. That would be my one hope for Aaron Rodgers and Steeler fans and fantasy football owners of these players on Pittsburgh is that it had more to do with the coaching staff and the scheme. but we'll see. All I know is Fields checks down to he checked down to the running back the most out of all quarterbacks last year, by the way. He went 4-2, checked down the most out of all quarterbacks in the league, and yet somebody will run their mouth and say something like, sorry, Coble. They'll run their mouth like, say something like, he doesn't check down or use his running back. That's just insane. Hey, you, Mr. Cutie, Smitty. Love your content, man. What's your opinion on the Eagles this year and the players fantasy-wise? Is Hurts at 3.4 going to screw me? I think losing an offensive coordinator. Let's get into everybody click on. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let me close the app. My app has been freezing. Have you had trouble with the app again tonight? I feel like maybe I've had trouble with it.
I haven't done any drafts.
I've
done some slow drives because they started out the Pomeranian 2. It's a $3 draft.
Let's get into an eliminator. Everybody click on the eliminator in 5, 4. Sorry, I would wait, but we got to get going. Hit it. Boom. Eliminator time.
Everyone hit that like, too.
Yeah, hit that like button.
95 likes.
Underdog promo code Smitty. Hit the green button now on the eliminator. I'm sorry about the delay on that. Some of you guys have been waiting to draft too. God, I've been slacking tonight. I mean, it's still good content, but I need to try and balance the super chat. And we didn't even have a overload of super chats. I just got ranting and raving. I kept up with them at the beginning, and I think it's not to blame my system, but they all rushed in. But I know they didn't all come in at the same time, so it's my system. I probably just need to restart. As for the question for the Eagles, I would say, oh God, the draft's already drafting. Hold on. I would say that losing a coordinator is not good. I would say that Jalen Hurts didn't throw the ball well last year. I would also say, I'm going to go lamb chops. I would also say that, Barkley getting 300 or 430 plus carries, worrying about him staying healthy. And if he was to go down, what would happen to the Eagles? We've seen teams win the Super Bowl and then struggle the next year. If I had to guess one way or the other, this will be more of a down year than it will be a repeat year. I think the defense is amazing. I get all that, but we've seen great defenses struggle when the offense struggles. And I'm not saying they struggle in crazy fashion. They've got a lot of talent, but A.J. Brown's constantly injured with something these days. He's always having off-season knee surgery we don't know about until the last second, until it's already done and over and rehabbed. He's been struggling with what's his injury right now? Is it the groin or the A.J. Brown? What's he dealing with right now? Hamstring.
Hammy.
It was a knee, wasn't it?
No, hamstring. Knee's always a concern for him though, but it's a hamstring. I don't know, bro. I'm not saying they'll screw you. I think A.J. Brown is still amazing per start. I think Devontae Smith is hard to draft for me because of the players around his ADP that are just so much better. Give me Travis Hunter. Give me, MHJ and Harvey, Hendy, Burrow, etc. Barkley, I just stay away from for the most part. I draft him on Underdog where it's not going to kill me. $5 draft. And if he does well, then I have some shares and I'll rejoice in that. But I'm not taking Barkley in a home league when I could grab Genty every time before Barkley because Genty's always there. I went Lamb in this draft. So thank you for the question. Appreciate you. Coble, thank you so much, man. I'm so sorry, bro. Coble says, love the recent Hunter video. I co-run a lot of squads with my big bro, and he had a lot of Hunter concerns. He watched, and you made such a great case. He is now smashing Hunter on Underdog. That's great to hear. Thank you, Coble. Show him that last little bit about Hunter, bro. That's a whole different thing. Have him watch that, and he'll be preaching Hunter more than I am. The guy before me in the draft took Golden, and I took Egbuka right after at the 1.11. That's crazy, bro. 1.11. Not about the difference in the two receivers necessarily, but the 1.11 for Egbuka. What are people doing sleeping at the wheel? Bucky's still available. Do it live. Give me Bucky. Give me Bucky, you son of a B. You son of a B. And the drop-off is just insane at this point. I mean, I like Chase Brown here, but it does feel a tad bit early. I guess I'm going to go Brock Bauer. I hate doing this. I don't always like my team going early tight end. I did in the offseason, but I don't really like it now that the sleepers are moving up the board. All of our guys that were picking people off left and right are not always. This is an eliminator, right? I think it's an eliminator. Okay, eliminator. So eliminator is this entire pool of 12 gets nailed down to 6 after week 1. So the top 6 move on. The bottom 6 are done. You're done. And then from week 2 through 16, it's 1v1. You're only going up against one person each week. Loser is done. Winner moves on. That's half the field getting eliminated every week. And then in week 17, there's only 3 people left, and you face each other in week 17. The highest scoring wins. The second, the third's third. Hey, you. Oh, I read this one already. Hey, you, Mr. Cutie Smitty. That's what Kruger says. Okay, next caller. So sorry for the wait. God, you've waited like 70,000 minutes. 202, what's your name and where are you calling from, pal?
Hey, Smitty, this is Jazz calling from DC. How you doing, man?
Jazz from DC. I'm good, my boy. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I pop up as Jazzy on the YouTube. Yeah, we were running through the rookies. I wanted to ask you about 3 rookies I'm drafting a lot in best ball, and also kind of get your take and how you would rank them. Jaden Higgins, Kyle Williams, Pat Bryant, 3 rookies I've been drafting a ton on best ball. Wanted to see what you think about those guys.
Higgins, Pat Bryant.
Yep, Jaden Higgins, Pat Bryant, and Kyle Williams.
Kyle Will. Guys, again, I'm so sorry about the super chats. I promise I will get better at that as we're getting into the off season. Sometimes there will be a long wait during the year, but I'm gonna hammer through. We did a great job the other night, and then tonight I got into a rant and rave mode. And thoughts on Ladd's ADP? I think it's a touch high. Of course it is. The second round is just, it's kind of like saying when Rashee Rice climbed into 20. I still took him, but that was the same feel a lot of people had. They're like, before the suspension talk, like, how you gonna justify that? Like, that's what Ladd feels like to me. And I like him in the 3rd round. He's a steal in round 3, but round 2's, I think, a little crazy. As for this question here, Higgins, Bryant, Kyle Williams, can we throw some other wide receivers in the mix? Like, what about, we're hearing a lot about Horton, the rookie wide receiver out of Seattle. I mean, can we just mix this up a little bit and say, like, there's other players that we need to also talk about? Thornton Jr. from Las Vegas. And then Royals. Royals is another one. I think that Higgins probably gets the number 1 nod. And then once we get past that, bro, I like Pat Bryant a lot, but Sutton, and I'm hearing great things about Mims. They're going to use Mims all over the field. That puts Pat Bryant in a 3rd wide receiver spot, which isn't bad. I still like him. You could say the same thing about Royals. How does he eat over there in KC? But they're using him all over the field right now, and he looks like a marvel. Royals look so good. I like Kyle Williams a lot, but you do have Pop Douglas and Diggs there. It's crowded. This might be a year 2 thing for Kyle Williams. Like him a lot, though. We loved him. And hold on, I'm on the clock. Let me just draft real quick, bro. Hold on a second. Let's go with, God, Rashee Rice is here. It's an eliminator. You got to be a little careful, but we'll go ahead and snap that into place. We got CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Kairen Williams, hero RB in a way from the 3rd round. Late hero RB. And then Rashee Rice. I like this team so far. Back to the board real quickly. So I don't know. Travis, who's your number 2 after this? If you go Higgins 1, let's say, and that's just the smart volume play, I suppose. And I wouldn't fault anybody for not putting him 1. Who's your 2 if you had to pick between Royals, Bryant, Kyle Williams, Horton, and Thornton Jr.? And if you want to throw out another name.
Right now, probably Thornton.
I think I agree.
After that,
he's a moon man.
Between Kairen Williams and Pat Bryant, I'd say.
I'm going to go Horton. And then I'm going to go Royals. And I like Kyle Williams, I really do, but the Pop Douglas stuff is really, for redraft purposes, set me back. For Dynasty, I think it starts to become where, okay, Kyle's a little bit better than Royals for the long term. But I don't know. This is tough, bro.
Yeah, well, you bring up a good point because Kyle Williams has been playing the X. He's on the outside a lot. But Keyshawn Booty's having a good camp, too. So he's going to pull some targets away if he keeps it up. Not to say Booty's like a star or anything, but it could tamp down the targets a bit.
Yeah. I'm going to go.
I don't know. I kind of feel the same about Royals, too, though, if everyone's healthy there. How are you?
Yeah. Real quickly, I passed on Travis Hunter here. I don't think he falls. He's down there a ways. Not a long ways, but it's possible he could come around, but probably highly unlikely he makes it much past the turn. But Harvey was sitting right there. The running backs are flying off. I queued Henderson. And when Hendy got snagged, I was scrambling and I couldn't switch back to wide receiver. But I'm still fine taking Harvey because I was debating between the two anyway. And I had them both in my queue. But I went ahead and just real quickly swiped Harvey just because I was on RBs. I had 2 seconds left. And I was pretty sure those are the only two players in my queue, but I didn't know, so I just did it. But I like this team. Kairen, Harvey, Lamb, Rice, and then Brock Bowers. Pretty solid. Pretty solid team. And Hunter's climbing up now into sight. You can see him right there. Probably not making it back to me. Wouldn't that be amazing? How many times has that happened, you guys, where the player you want floats to the top? There's nothing wrong with them or anything. Like they're not hurt or something, the reason why they float there. But what's the longest you've ever had a player that should have been drafted float at the top all the way back to you? I think I've seen it like this far before. Where like, let's say I want a Burrow. Burrow would sit there for literally a whole round, and I was amazed every time. I was like, oh my God. And normally they go the pick before. But it's happened to me like 3 or 4 times before where it was ungodly amount of picks. And I just sat there watching it going, holy crap, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. He went, though, unfortunately. Thank you for that question. Thank you, Coble, for the question. And then phone caller, did you have a follow-up? Did I not answer it fully? Did you have any follow-ups? Do you want to ask me about this? The honest truth is it's a big blender.
No, I appreciate the feedback, Smitty. I want to get more shares of Royals and Horton, probably.
Can I be frank with you on my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings? I need to rearrange some things like Torrey Horton, the Seattle Seahawks wide receiver. I need to move up tremendously. But I'm looking at it, and I have Dante Thornton number 5 for the rookie wide receivers. That's bold.
Oh, wow.
Love the guy.
I like it.
He's a moon man. All right, later, bro. Thank you.
Yep.
Ron, who do you have here? I'm pretty sure you like Kyle Williams because you've been saying it, which I understand. I like him a lot, too. I just think that Pop Douglas is climbing a little faster than you think. Ooh, Burrow's still here.
He might, but I still like Kyle. I like Kyle a lot.
Burrow's still there. This is what we're talking about. Burrow was floating at the top all the way down. What's he doing there? Don't take him. He's timing out. He's timing out on Burrow. You son of a B, bro. Pay attention. You suck. This guy timed out on Burrow. He didn't even want him. Unbelievable. I still like Debo. But God, man, that is exactly what we talked about. Burrow was the top guy like before it even turned. And he sat there the whole time, all the way down. And then this guy times out because he's not paying any attention. That's right. Debo and Mahomes is probably better than Joe Burrow and not getting Debo and then double QBing like I always do. And then before you know it, I'm looking at my receivers going, damn, I have Rasheed Rice maybe out in an eliminator for 3 weeks probably. I still want it for the content. I want a Burrow to fall. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron. I interrupted you.
No, I was just saying I like Kyle Williams.
I was just going to ask, didn't you say the same for Pat Bryant and Royals, though? Like, Mims is moving up the depth chart, it seems. And even
I've always liked Mims.
Starting to get a little bit of run. Not that I'm saying he's better than Bryant or anything. And then with Royals, if everyone's healthy, I can't see him getting a ton of targets right away.
Well, the only thing we're hearing, though, on Royals is that he might be grabbing the third spot. And he's that good.
Over Hollywood.
Yeah. And Hollywood's banged up. So if he is the third wide receiver in KC and they're going to throw a ton, even though people think that they won't, it might be more valuable than even Kyle Williams as the number 2 in New England. But hard to say. And he's not the number 2, though.
Kelsey.
Yeah, I just think Kelsey.
Well,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think I was going to say the reason you might have been trying to say the same thing. The reason they're preparing all these guys, Brashard Smith, Royals, is because they're going to have to do something different than feed Kelsey all game. Because Kelsey's going to be on a pitch count. It sounds like.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say with Kyle Williams, again, I love him, but if Diggs is healthy, it could end up being DeMar Douglas, Diggs, Trey Henderson getting a ton of pass looks. And so Kyle Williams could effectively be the fourth option a lot of the time, too.
Yeah, Henderson's the number 1. Yeah, in my opinion. But Mahomes, hard to say what Royals just looks dominant, man. I think I have some footage on this. I mean, Royals looks so good. He doesn't look like a rookie at all. He's so much bigger than you would guess. The way he plays is unreal. Let me see if I can put this clip on repeat here. This is Jalen Royals. I think this is. Let me see. Let me trim this real quick because it's not. I don't know if this is. Is this the footage? Yeah, this is it. Oh my! He looks. I know this is just one. If let's be honest, I'm just gonna be completely honest. If Caleb threw this to, I guess the best way to put this is like if I saw Rome looking like this, I still might love it, But if Caleb maybe looked like this on the field and scrambled and threw a really good pass, I wouldn't be. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't be celebrating it like I am here. But the only difference to this, to make sure people understand why it's, in my opinion, objective bias. And sometimes bias is not wrong. It's just I feel a certain way. I'm not convinced watching Caleb. This is confirmation bias. This is me. And you might say that that's a bad thing, but I don't think it is if you're biasly looking for stuff to confirm the belief that you truly already believe without even the confirmation bias is probably going to be correct. Hold on one second. Let me hit this. We got Kelsey. Now, last time we went ahead and did the Kelsey maneuver, I'm going to go Bo Nix here because it's Eliminator. I'd like to have that extra support of Mahomes and Bo in case Mahomes doesn't have a great game. And it gives me some diversity to have Bo and Ingram and Rice and Mahomes for this, this 1v1 Eliminator format. I think it's going to give me some flexibility. So I like this. I'm going to go ahead and...
Plus, they play each other in week 17.
Yeah. That's a very good point, Ron. Ron, I'll try to remember to give you a shout out on that when we do talk about that, because that is something we have talked about, but I kind of forgot to create content on the week 17 correlation. So we'll talk about that. And I got so many Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes, Rice and Ingram stacks, this cross, streaming stack that I love so much. Now, Kelsey's there. I can take Kelsey if I want. I'm not going to, though. I'd rather have Evan Ingram than Kelsey. And it's just as important of a stack. Especially, sometimes the week 17 correlation is better than the actual stack, just so people understand. When it comes down to saying, would you rather have two players that are on the same team, Or would you rather have two players that are not on the same team, but they play each other in week 17? That week 17 facing each other correlation is better than being on the same team correlation in many ways.
Yeah.
So Ingram and Bo Nix against Mahomes and Rice might win freaking Best Ball Mania. This team is
especially if you get a shootout, like like very highly possibly could. I mean, look how many Cincinnati, Kansas City shootouts, or Buffalo, Kansas City shootouts, or so that, I mean, Denver, especially Bo Nix, the way he played last year, that could be a big shootout. And Denver beat them last year once.
Look at this Royals footage.
So,
like I was saying, if Caleb were to do something amazing, first of all, his footwork is impeccable. His how quick he moves his feet, keeps his feet moving, and then all these little toe tap, heel tap. He makes sure that ball's. He knows exactly what to do. I mean, he only needed two of them, but he just looks powerful. He looks powerful. He looks like a monster. He's got long arms. He looks like a veteran. I mean, just the physicality of him. I mean, Royals is not some small, tiny wide receiver. Like, he plays strong. He plays big.
Yeah.
And
now here's something that we got to keep in mind though, because we get, and I'm not saying Royals because I'm not sure if what he's doing, but like some of these late round wide receivers we're looking at, we got to keep in mind they look good, but they're also playing against second or third string defensive competition because they're not practicing with the ones all the time.
Who is he facing here?
I mean, everything in camp you take with a little grain of salt anyway, so. But I know he's been running with the ones on offense, so whoever they're facing, he's going up against.
No, that's what I meant, Travis. It's not just Royal. I wasn't just talking about Royals. I was talking about any of these rookie wide receivers that we see that are looking good in camp, but we also got to realize, who are they facing? Are they facing the second team defense, third team defense? What competition level?
Let me try and zoom in on this.
Against?
Let me try and zoom in on this player, and I'll tell you who it is. Almost on the clock here. Oh, I'm on the clock. Yellow. Caleb's there.
Don't time out.
Caleb's there. I'll go Mims. Love Marvin Mims. And that, again, that week 17 correlation, but it also gives me that if Mahomes has a bad game during this 1v1 and Nix doesn't, then I'm looking pretty. So now I've got, and I kind of wanted
a home run hitter too.
Yeah.
Mims could hit an 80, 90-yard pass play any game, any given game.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I don't even remember who it was, someone on Twitter threw out the comp for Royals as Roddy White. It's actually not a bad comparison if you think back to what Roddy White did with his game and how he played. He definitely played bigger.
Roddy White, what you mean with Atlanta? That Roddy White?
Yeah.
By that way, that number 20 that he was number 20 that he was facing Royals. It is a second teamer Williams. It's Williams. It's number 20. On the clock. Okay. Let's do it live with Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank Bigsby. Team's looking straight fire, like just straight filthy. This is filth right here. This should be. They're probably going to email us after this draft and say this has been canceled. There's no way that this draft can move forward. This team in the 5 spot is, what is this, collusion? CeeDee Lamb 5, Brock Bowers. Sometimes I forget I drafted Brock Bowers. Like, I'm literally going, I got Lamb, Kairen, Rashee Rice, RJ Harvey, Debo, Mahomes, Bo Nix, Ingram. And I'm like, oh, I forgot I got Brock Bowers. CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Kairen Williams, Rashee Rice, RJ Harvey, Debo Samuel, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix, Evan Ingram, Marvin Mims, Tank Bigsby. Hank the Tank. Loving the squad. He's a party. Ray Davis is a nice pick as well. But yeah, look at this. I mean, look at him. Look how amazing he looks. This is my bedtime. Jesus, it's what is it? Midnight? My time, 3 a.m. Eastern?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, once this draft's done, we'll head out of here. Who's on the phone line besides you two? Just you two. Okay. Who should I go next? I've got, I guess I could get sniped, but I haven't even looked at who's in this draft. I don't feel like anybody's sniping me, though. I got Bashal Tootin. I could go Tootin and lock that up. I could take Dylan Sampson, which is nice.
Yeah,
Could take Penix Jr. and Kyle Pitts if I wanted to like stack that. I could. That looks like it'll fit. Jaden Blue, I love that. Cam Ward. All right, I'm good at quarterback.
Bob Douglas doesn't go to like last round, right?
I don't know. We'll get Horton on this team. We'll try and get Horton, Arroyo, Brashard Smith, Blue. Let's just get a bunch of the boys. Let's just stack it up. So next up by ADP, do I get Tootin or do I just say screw it? You know what? It is kind of one of those teams where I think I might want to be safe with the RBs because who is my RB? It's Harvey. Who is my other RB? Harvey and already forgetting this amazing team that's supposed to take us to the promised land. Kairen and Harvey. Kairen Harvey, and then it's Tank Bigsby. So maybe I will take Tootin. Yeah, or I did take Tootin, but maybe it's a smart move to take Tootin just to get that Jacksonville situation locked up. And I do believe it will lock it up. I don't think ETN's... It just doesn't sound like he's fallen out of favor, and he's kind of the pass-catching player. And that's not even to say that he'll be all third down role. It's just he's going to be that a rotational guy.
And they've already talked about LaQuint Allen being the third down guy. That's already coming out of camp, and they're talking about that. So, like, I mean, I personally think they'd be better off moving on from ETN trading him. But they may hold on to him just because I think he's a free agent next year. So they may just play that out this year. But, I mean, Bigsby, Tootin, and, I mean, LaQuint Allen was really good in college. He's a great pass catcher. So between those three, they have plenty in the backfield.
The only thing I may have done wrong here is I don't know if I can get all of... Maybe I can. I don't know if I can get... Did Arroyo already go? No. So Dante Thornton and Arroyo... Hopefully no one's listening to this. I'm gonna snipe. I'm gonna snipe myself. I'm gonna draft both of those guys, and the only problem is, well, no, actually, it might be okay. I'll be careful to say what I'm gonna say. Those guys are so far down. If someone's gonna draft them because I mentioned them, that's fine. But the team that I have so far is Mahomes, Knicks, both different bye weeks. Kairen, Harvey, different bye weeks. Tank Bigsby and Tootin, different bye week. No, they're the same as Kairen. Jaden Blue, bye week 10, Harvey 12, and then the Jacksonville guys with Kairen 8. But that's awesome. That's fine. Because in bye week 8, which is my killer bye week, I would have Harvey and Jaden Blue. So I'm good there. And I'm going to draft somebody else that might have a relation to the frog, to Kermit. Receivers, I've got Lamb, Rashee Rice, both by week 10. Debo, Marvin, Mims, both by week 12. But that plays well together. That's fine. And then Bowers and Evan Ingram are by week 8 and by week 12. So this is really balanced. This team is phenomenal. Looking good. You know what I'm going to do at the end? Because I missed out on Dak Prescott, but I'm going to draft Milton. Because I don't need a third quarterback. I've got different bye week Knicks and Mahomes, but I'm going to grab Milton in case he gets in there. And that's going to be something that no one else really has. I bet you in the finals, I'll be the only one with it. All right, these next two picks are a little bit of a reach, but to stay ahead and get all the boys that I want, and we're in round 14. Doesn't matter at this point. I'm going to go Thornton here. I don't know that I need Arroyo because I already have Evan Ingram and Bowers, but I don't know. I could just go Horton early and pass on Ingram. What do you guys think? I got Royals.
Generally, your
Horton.
Your receivers tend to get you more points than your tight end.
I gotta think this out for a second because I don't want to run out of spots. But so we're gonna have, we got 15, 16, 17. I got 4 more spots right here. Arroyo, Royals, Horton, and Milton. But what about Brashard Smith?
No. Mark's still there too?
I'm gonna let Arroyo go.
Mark.
I'm gonna let Arroyo go. I should have taken Brashard Smith.
I
but
said
I'm gonna
Mark.
time out.
Mark.
Merck. So what are you talking about? Merck's?
Mark. Yeah.
Merck. What's Ron saying? Ronnie fall asleep?
I meant Mark.
Merck's. Merck's.
Oh,
I think I'm
Woody
gonna go
Marks?
Marks. Merck's. M-U-R-K-S? Ham or Pan? Pam?
I don't know.
Yeah, Woody Marks. I love Woody, but I didn't need him.
Mark. I know I said Merck first, but I corrected it. I said Mark.
Merck.
God.
I couldn't tell what you were saying, sorry. All right, Ron.
Merck's.
It's only 2:00 in the morning here. I know it's 3:00 your time.
Wait, maybe I miscalculated. I think I can get all of them. What am I saying? Who am I missing? There's somebody that I said I wanted to draft. Oh, Milton. That's why. Okay, so I got to go get Milton queued. So I think I'm just gonna go off this queue. It's hard not to draft Milrow though, but I really want Milton and CeeDee Lamb. So as it comes around here, I'm gonna go Brashard Smith, who's not showing at all, so he probably shouldn't go, but I'm going to go Brashard Smith, then I'm going to go Horton, then I'm going to go Milton last. And this team is straight fire. I haven't felt this good. I haven't been sniped once. I haven't missed on a player, regretted it. This is good. We got Tank Bigsby.
I wish you could have got Egbuka.
Yeah, but it's not like he fell and I... Bazooka Joe. What about Bazooka Hands? That poor guy, man. Bazooka.
Started raining here.
Anybody know who Bazooka Hands is? I sent that to Travis the other day. It's poor guy. I feel bad.
Crazy.
Yeah, he injects petroleum into his forearm or his biceps, and he's got those huge biceps that are look like balloons.
Yeah.
Did he go? No. Wait, who went? Arroyo went. Okay. So Brashard Smith, Horton, Milton. Okay. Yeah, my last 2 picks. I'm going to put this team on screen after. It's really, really a good one. I'm going to rename it Pizza Party. This one feels like a pizza party, gentlemen. It really does. I'm feeling like we're taking this to the promised land. This one's it. What's today's date? 8/5?
Mm-hmm.
8-5. Eliminator. Mercs. We'll call it Mercs draft. Mercs.
Oh, whatever. You know, when you were talking about the whole marathon stuff earlier, Smitty, you know, preparing for it and everything, and you were talking about how you played basketball and stuff, and it's like, yeah, because you remember the suicide runs, right, that you always do in basketball.
Yeah.
You start, and you go to the foul line, and you run back to the baseline, then you go up to the next line, and you run back to the baseline, all the way until you get down to the end, and then you sprint all the way back.
Yeah, I do those now. Now.
Those really get you in shape.
What I do now, which is what's I used to walk like Rock. Oh, Rock Out said check his DM. Hold on, Rock Out. What I do now, I used to walk like Rock Out, and Rock Out. I'm not saying that what you do is not amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Let's see what he's doing here.
Hit it like a rodeo. Different get tips, get the chicks, dominate your league, go taking all over.
Get the chicks, get the I used to walk 12,000. Yeah, I used to walk 12,000 to 15,000 steps a day. And I dropped like 10 pounds, 11 pounds, 12 pounds, whatever. And then I kind of gained some of it back, like 5 or 6, 7 of it. But I got arthritis in my, or not arthritis, tendinitis in my shins, my feet, my toes. But it's not chronic, not like Christian McCaffrey's. I didn't get stem cell or anything. I just had to quit walking for a while and running. I couldn't run. It was months I hadn't been able to run. When I run, my legs will lock up. My shins felt like they're on fire. I couldn't step. It was like it was almost like someone stuck a metal pin like this long into my shin bones when I was running, and I couldn't explain it. I just like throw my shoes, I'd kick stuff. I was so frustrated. But I stopped. I got an exercise bike. I did do that. Now I can run again because I took enough time off. It's great. But what I do now is I've lost more weight doing this than I did any sort of 12, 15,000 steps per day. And it takes like 20, 22 minutes. I do interval stuff. All right, here's this team. This team is phenomenal. Let me send it to my screen. So intervals are how you drop the LBs. It takes less time. It's great. Let me see if I can find this graphic. But what I do now is I do burpees. So I do like 10 to 15 burpees. And then when I'm done, I sprint down my street and I come back. It's like maybe, I don't want to say it's it's about a quarter mile. So down my street and back. And then I do 10 to 15 burpees again. And then I run down and back, and I do that like 5 to 7 times. But at least 5. And the first time I did it, I was like, I looked like Nick Chubb out there. I was, and it was really slow. And now I'm starting to get to the point where I do double push-ups and I hop up, and I don't, so it's gotten a lot better, but I've lost so much weight from the intervals, and it takes me like 17 to 22 minutes to do that because you're doing push-ups and everything. And I'm starting to do more push-ups. So I'll do a plank and do multiple push-ups, jump up, do a plank, do multiple push-ups, jump up. And the first time I did it, I'm all, and just carrying extra weight. And it gets easier as you get lighter. So it's just enabling. But I've dropped more weight doing that than any sort of walking and stuff. It'd take me an hour and a half. I get off my show at midnight. Right now, this is what I'd do. I'd be like, oh God, it's 12:12. I'd end my show and I'd go walk. I'd write articles, for the website, thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'd do all kinds of Instagram posts and do a lot of my IG stuff and prepare for tomorrow. And so I got a lot done and I actually enjoyed some of the time, but it took me an hour and a half after a show at midnight to go, and I'd be like 3:30 in the morning, and I'd come home and take a shower, and by the time I got to bed, it's like, thank God I can do this in 22 minutes now. It's crazy. This guy took Egbuka, already played that one. Oh, let me put the team on
that
screen.
Before I had my leg problem, my foot problems and stuff like that, I was doing what was called PFC every 3, so protein, carb, and fat, certain. But every 3 hours, I'd eat every 3 hours. But I'd also walk 13 miles a day, and I lost over 60 pounds in 3 months.
13 miles a day? I would roll. The 12,000 steps is like roughly maybe 5.5, 6 miles, I think. You did 13? How'd you do 13?
I'd walk 13.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's half a marathon. I worked up to I didn't start out doing 13 miles a day. I worked up to it.
I would think so.
But yeah, I started out because this is before we bought the house here. We were in the next neighborhood over, and then I started I said I'm going to start walking, and so like especially like every month when the rent was due, I'd walk down, and I'd pay the rent at the place which is a couple miles down the road, and then I just like kept increasing it, and then I'd start out
increasing the rent.
It'd take me about 3 hours or so to walk 13 miles.
Let me add Rock Out real quick. That's impressive, Ron. All right, Rock Out. What is up, my boy, Rock Out? What do you hear? What do you...
Man.
No, I'm right here.
And I was eating right, too.
Attaboy, Ron. Proud of you, pal. Let me...
Yeah, well, back then, yeah. If you saw the difference, I'll show you a picture of the difference. I'll post it to you. I'll show you.
Okay. Let me put this Rock Out. Wait 1 second. Let me put my team on screen here. This has got to be one of my favorite teams, actually, so far this year. Overall. It's kind of cool. It's on an Eliminator just because of the way that it's working for me. I went with 2 tight ends. I normally don't do that, but with Brock Bowers and Ingram, I feel pretty good with it. And those are 2 big dogs. So here's the squad. Mahomes, Bo Nix, different bye weeks. It's an Eliminator. So it's 1v1 after you get through week 1. Half of the field in week 1's gone. The top 6 teams in each draft class move on. The bottom 6 are done. Bo Nix, Mahomes, Milton. Kairen Williams, RJ Harvey, Tank Bigsby, Tootin, Jaden Blue, Brashard Smith. And I got no bye week issues there. In week 10, I've got 3 8 guys. In bye week 8, I've got 3 other players, 2 bye week 10 and 1 12. So I'm fine. Lamb, Rashee Rice, Debo, Marvin Mims, Dante Thornton, Jalen Royals, and Torrey Horton. And during bye week 10, which is a pretty big bye week, I've got Debo, Marvin Mims, and Dante Thornton and Horton. That's bye week 10. Bye week 8, I have plenty. Bye week 12, I have plenty. I'm totally covered. This is completely well put together bye week wise. And as Ron said, that correlation of week 17, Denver versus KC. That is the matchup week 17. Denver. Where is it at, Ron?
What's that? Oh, I think is it in Kansas City? Or is it I think it might be in Kansas City.
Hold on here. I got it right here. KC week 17. KC at it looks like versus Denver. So in KC. Okay. So that's an unbelievable matchup to have Bo Nix, Marvin Mims, Evan Ingram versus Rashee Rice, Jalen Royals, Brashard Smith, and Patrick Mahomes. Like if I get to week 17 with this team, I mean, you could say Denver's great defense and all that, but in KC, great defense could be a low-scoring game. 10-13. I don't know. They're going to bring out the best in each other. It's a good squad. Yeah, buddy. All right. Anything else, boys?
No, I'm all set. Talk to you later, Smitty. See you around. Bye.
See you, Travis.
All right, Ron. Anything else? I'm out of here.
No, I'm just going to send you. Send you a thing that I said I was going to send.
All right. All right, I'll check it, Ron. Appreciate you.
All right, later, Smitty. Later, chat.
Oh, rock out. Damn it, I hung up on him again. Rock out, call back. This is the second time I've done this. Rock out, what it is when you call at the end, I forget that I added anybody. Rock out, call back. I'm sorry, I'm waiting here. Poor guy. I did this last show. Oh, jeez. This is a good squad. Look at this team. Part of me wishes I had another spot, but I don't know who I would throw back. I don't want to throw back Horton. I don't want to throw back Royals. I don't want to throw back Thornton. I like all of this right here. This is, part of me wants that extra tight end, but I could have thrown Milton back in because he might do nothing, but I just have a feeling Milton's going to be unbelievable at some point, and it's going to be so fun to watch because people don't want to hear it. Take on Hunter? Bro, go watch the 25-minute rant I just did. Rock out. You're live, my boy.
Yeah, can I give you my team?
Yes, sir.
Quarterback, Prescott, Penix, Rogers. Running back, Genty, Hall, Brian Robinson Jr., Blue, Merritt, Rashard Smith. Wide receiver, St. Brown, Rice, Hunter, Devo, Kyle Williams, Michael Wilson. Tight end, Kraft, Goddard, Schultz.
Attaboy. 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 What do you think about, before I let you go, because I'm exhausted, what do you think about Genty's 1? Who's your 2, 3, 4?
Far as rookie?
Yeah. Is it, who's your 2, 3, 4? Is it, or 5? 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of Hunter, Hendy, Harvey, Hampton. And go redraft. Redraft.
Genty, Hunter, and Henderson.
No Hampton?
I don't know. They're like side to side with me.
Yeah. Look, I don't think anybody should feel ashamed of themselves. Like Ron said, he likes Harvey and Hendy better than Hampton. No one should feel ashamed of themselves for that. Nobody. Because the truth is, they were all really dead even until we got good news on one of them. And that's what we've been waiting for. And the moment we have, like, JK were to get hurt, or somebody listens to what McVay's saying for a change, instead of assuming that, like, another guy's like J.K. Dobbins in the chat earlier. J.K. Dobbins is going to outperform Harvey all year. They really like him. Like, no one's listening to what McVay's saying. Sean Payton. I keep saying McVay. Sean Payton's literally told you. Sean Payton has screamed from the rooftops. This is the rookie draft, or the NFL draft, is the lifeblood of the team. Harvey's in every down back. He'll be out there. He's explosive. He's big. He's strong. And when he failed in pass pro one time and got ran over, he said that you learn from those things. And he says he's doing exceptional. So if anybody thinks they know something, they heard something, I hate to break it to you, but J.K. Dobbins is not the best running back on the roster, and it's not something that has to wait until later to show. It's not like we're waiting on Harvey. But the point is, if Harvey gets good news tomorrow, he climbs. If Hendy gets good news, and I try to spread that news, and I don't want his ADP to be ruined, but my job is to promote the players and celebrate when the milestones are met. We of course want some things to unveil themselves during the year and us take advantage all off season. But at the same time, we've consumed in Dynasty, in trades, in best ball, so many shares of the players we've celebrated and pumped up that it's okay if they blossom now and everybody else catches up, because we got lots of best ball shares of them. Lots of Dynasty opportunities that should have been capitalized on. So it's not like just the redraft mentality makes us close the door. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the Broncos a little bit. Tomorrow we'll probably lead with a quote from Sean Payton about how Bo Nix can be a top 4 quarterback this year. Something I've tried to scream from the rooftops for quite a bit of time now. And I think that might help increase Nix's value, unfortunately and fortunately. And Bo Nix probably outscores Jalen Hurts this year, whether people want to believe it or not. And if he doesn't, they'll be close, and he will certainly start outscoring him once the tush push is eliminated in 2026, because the commissioner is on a mission to do that. Once the tush push is gone, Hurts is no better rushing quarterback than Bo Nix. Bo Nix arguably might be a better rushing quarterback once the tush push is gone. Once it's eliminated, no one's saying that he's not going to still run as Bo Nix runs, as Josh Allen runs right now. But once the tush push is out of the way, this is why I trade Bo Nix, why I go get Bo Nix for my Jalen Hurts and get extra things like Breece Hall. Breece Hall. I traded Jalen Hurts in Dynasty for Bo Nix and Breece Hall. And when I showed that, half the chat didn't love it. Half of them did. But it was still controversial. Just like when I traded Christian McCaffrey for Achane and DK Metcalf last offseason, coming off of last offseason, coming off of the huge Christian McCaffrey year. Time to jump ship and get that value, and that trade looks remarkable now. So, all right, rock out. Anything else, bro?
Yeah, but like one of the issues with Hampton, he's going like in the 3rd round, and depending on your build, it might mess up with you taking him.
I hear you, but at the same time, man, I don't know. I think he's worth the top of 3. But I do admit, because I think Hendy can be the number 2 running back at the end of the year, Hendy in 5 or 6 is better value than Hampton at 20 or 25 overall. But it doesn't mean he's not great there still. He is still great. Tough to say. Do you remember when we got the 4 Horsemen?
Mm-hmm.
The 4 Horsemen is right here. Let's see if I can find the 4 Horsemen.
Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never...
Wrong button. 4 Horsemen is Genty, Hampton, Hendy, and Harvey. And I drafted this in a best ball mania. Let me go find it. What a team. The unfortunate part was this was with Rashee Rice, and then the suspension got handed down, but I still love it. I still absolutely love it. So Genty, Hampton, Harvey, Hendy, but oh, man. And Likely is on this team too. But it's still fantastic. Okay, let me put it up on screen. Jeez, this team is wild. It does like there's pros and cons. You get some stuff you shouldn't be able to get, but you sometimes have like an injury, and But I don't prescribe to the old. You shouldn't draft early. This is why you don't draft early. If we didn't draft early, I wouldn't be able to get the 4 Horsemen on the same team. So here's the 4 Horsemen on the same squad. Oh, you know what? Let me keep it on the 4 Horsemen green, so I never have to look for it again. And maybe it's on here. It might be. Now I know. Rock out. Remind me if I've ever go looking for it. It's on the screen. Look at this: Mahomes, Penix Jr., Cam Ward. Really good QB room. Genty. Here's the 4 Horsemen: Genty, Hampton, Harvey, Hendy, Bashal Tootin, Rashard Smith, Rashee Rice, Travis Hunter, Emeka Egbuka, Keon Coleman, Jalen McMillan, Cuff to Egbuka, and then Thornton. And then Likely, who I still like for the long term of the season. But then I have Otten and Fannin. It's a good team. 4 Horsemen's tough to get. You can't really do it anymore. If you were to do it, you'd have to get Genty 1,
do it much better.
Well, you can still get it, I guess. Genty 1, Hampton. I mean, maybe you get Hampton in 3. It falls right, and you still get a second-round player. We should try the 4 Horsemen again.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, this is when Rashee Rice was going at 21.9. That was his ADP. We took him at pick 16 early to get this done, and that was early then. So you're gonna get a different player in round number 2 now. I bet you the 4 Horsemen might look better in some ways, Rock Out, because you get Genty in 1. You probably can get a second-round player that's not one of the 4 Horsemen. You get lucky and Hampton falls just right in round 3. You
Okay.
take Rice in 4 still. And then you get, but Hunter. Harvey. Well, you might get Harvey, Hampton, Hendy in 4, 5, 6. You're not going to get Hunter in 6.
Yeah, that's a tough ass.
This would be a team without Hunter is what we'd have. But it would be built differently.
Maybe you can go like a Debo and a Buka.
Yeah. All right, Rock Out. I'll see you later, bro.
All right. See you later.
Deuce. All right, guys. I'm exhausted. Thank you for my super chats. I'm so sorry I made some of you wait. Coble, Rock Out, Coble. Jonathan, are you still here? I hope Jonathan heard my answer to my super chat. This guy, I hope you also heard my answer to the super chat. The Hey Smitty Cutie. Thank you for your super chat. Jonathan, if you're here, let me know. Blanco, are you here? Let me know if you're still here. Andrew, let me know if you're still here. I think Andrew and Shane, I helped immediately, so those guys didn't wait. But I'd love to know if anybody's still watching. How many people we still got in here? 218. All right, hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate all of you. Make sure you're ready for next draft. Code Smitty, Underdog, promo code Smitty. The link should be pinned in the live chat. I'm going to drop it fresh right here. So hit this link and be ready for the next draft tomorrow night. We draft pretty much every single midnight Eastern. I'll try and go live at midnight instead of 12:30, 12:45 like I have been. But Underdog will match your first deposit 50%. The minimum's only $10 though. So my advice is to take well advantage of the $10 minimum, which they'll again double or give you 50% match. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to make this stand out a little more so you guys can see it. At the end of the day, you're getting, if you deposit 10, you're getting 15. You deposit 20, you're getting 10. And it's just such a fun way to play because you got so much more skin in the game. Doing Underdog promo code Smitty. Let's see if I can. I'll fix this later. $10 minimum. Do it live. And then don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. Link is being dropped in the live chat as well. I'm going to go over there now and chat live with all of you that are on the Patreon. Every show, whenever we end, I go right over there and talk with you guys. So I'll see you over there. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope to have a video tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. If I don't, I'll just be creating a video, but hopefully I will. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Every weekday, I'm live at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm also live almost every day at midnight Eastern, like tonight, and I'm pretty much live whenever big news breaks, which can be 3, 4, 5 live streams a day, and then I'm trying to drop that video every morning at 7:30, which is an upload. Who is Harvey? Who is Harvey? What are you talking about, FT? Deuce!
up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Warning, warning. Cheat code activated.
Attack! Deck attack! Lamb. Pickens. Lamb. Pickens. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack. Deck attack.
But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. All right, see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you.